3, 2.
Yeah, because when I watched the whole fight on the anime with Jigen and against like Naruto and Sasuke, like they were basically equal to each other for the most part, relative. Like they were relative, not equal.
Yeah.
What's it called? Because Jigen was still like had the edge, and then eventually like once they like I forget what they did, but they went. I think they went to their next form, and then Jigen was forced to go to the Karma, and
Yeah,
then it was
exactly.
still the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, it was Jigen and Base fighting against their technically base forms. If you get what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Sasuke
exactly.
and then QB Naruto Cloak. But then the moment Sasuke goes full Susanoo and Naruto goes Kurama Cloak, then Jigen goes his Karma thing, clearly implying he needs the Karma to be in that level then. And then basically he still like was superior, keeping the same momentum of the scale, and then he
Yeah.
just beats him.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
relative, but he beats him.
Yeah.
So
What's going on, everyone? It's Jay the Great here. Welcome back to another stream here today. It's me and Batman here. Lots of things have happened, especially in the Boruto narrative. We're definitely going to discuss that. It's definitely going to discuss his abilities, Code getting beaten again, literally a living L. What's new? Kawaki scaling. We're going to discuss all that. So feel free to ask questions. What's going on? Sarex, Yellow, and Legend, thanks for coming in. So I'm going to give my thoughts on the chapter, and then we'll get into some scaling or any questions you guys have. There's a few pre-live stream questions asked as well, including one about the Rasengan, which we'll discuss. So the chapter, first of all, narratively, very well done. It was a short exchange. I mean, it really wasn't even an exchange. It was Boruto putting Code in his place. That's all that was. With his new Rasengan, Uzuhiko, he calls it, which is essentially, in layman's terms, an ability that implements the Earth's rotation as long as the rotation continues, the damage inflicted on the person hit with it will continuously be affected by that damage until there are three termination conditions. One is the person dies, obviously. The other one would be the user that used the Rasengan stops it, or the Earth's rotation stops, which is essentially eternity, because no one's going to outlive the Earth, more than likely. Unless someone blows up the Earth, which is possible. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's a possible way to stop it. So that's what the Rasengan entails of. Now, as far as the AP, it's very contentious because here's why. Obviously, it didn't kill Code, right? So people are trying to make the argument, and this goes into the first question someone asked me. Someone asked me, do you think that the planet that Code caps off at planetary because he was damaged by the Rasengan, or do you think that it's above? So it's certainly hard to quantify, and here's why. Code is not planetary, and the reason for that is because the attack didn't kill him. It's inflicting damage continuously upon him, but it didn't kill him. He actually retreated, left to his base, and he's still feeling the damage that was inflicted upon him via the Rasengan. Hence,
it's a blatant survivability feat.
Yeah, so hence he is certainly above planetary, if we presuppose it's planetary, because it didn't kill him. Now, if the attack killed him once the impact was inflicted, then he would have died. And then he would have been scaled to planetary if you presuppose that. Now, as far as the scaling itself, or excluding that, it's hard to quantify because you can make several assumptions that are all, I would say, rational. One is it's below planetary. Maybe it's possibly the force of the Earth's rotation itself, which is a lot of energy to make something the size of the Earth spin. Two is the second obviously option is that it is planetary, that it literally has the AP of of an amount of energy that can one-shot a planet. And the third option is that it's above planetary because obviously characters are way above planetary at this point. No limiter Code is even above Jigen, and I would state that Jigen is probably at least large star level, possibly even beyond. That's when you're talking about higher echelon people like Momo, Kage, Naruto, Sasuke, etc. And Boruto, with his victory, is definitively above his father. Definitively, he defeated very easily an individual that was stated to be above Jigen, an individual that beat his father and Sasuke at the same time. So that's why it's hard to quantify what the AP of the ability is. It's certainly possible that it's any one of those three, but I will say this definitively. Code does not scale to planet level. If he's above Jigen, he's significantly above that level, hence his durability is above that as well, which is actually more than likely reinforced by the fact that he didn't die from the attack itself. Because if it killed him, then the continuous infliction wouldn't even be needed. He simply would have just died. Now, another observation I made is that Boruto wasn't trying to kill Code. He was trying to extract intel from Code on where the Ten Tails is located. So that attack wasn't meant to kill Code. He used that attack as
so he was holding back.
Yeah, he was holding back because he kept asking him, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna give you one more chance. Tell me Tell me
He
where
was
the
basically
Tentails
pointing
is.
Sasuke to Datara.
Yeah, and then after he inflicted the Rasengan, he was surprised that Code was still standing. He's like, I'm surprised you're still standing, but I could stop it if you tell me where the Tentails is. And obviously he wasn't budging, implying that more than likely Boruto didn't want to kill Code because he viewed the value of intel as high, and that's why he didn't attempt to kill him. So in my opinion, this attack isn't the max AP output that Boruto is capable of achieving. I think that this Rasengan, if I had to be fair, it's probably more than planetary. If it's doing that much damage to Code where you can't even stand, it's probably beyond planetary. It's not the maximal AP output, like I said, of Boruto, more than likely. It seems Boruto casually just engaging is already above Code, so I doubt he's using maximal output and power. It's probably around anywhere in between planet level and large star. Possibly even solar system.
Yeah, like I feel like that's very fair, Jay. Like bare minimum, we can definitely say it's planetary.
Yeah.
And I feel like just mainly because we see what Naruto can do. Like even in like the last movie where there's like planetary feats kind of being shown, and even like Sasuke hitting a big ass chunk of the moon. You know what I mean? Just what a basic Chidori and things like that. Like there's a lot of stuff we have, or Tsunori like slicing on Naruto's arm and Naruto tanks it, and then it's shown to cut the moon in half and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
So like, it kind of gets to points where I feel like there's definitely enough evidence to show that these tiers of characters can have moon level feats, planetary, whatever. And if you could consider the games, regardless of whether if you care about it or not, even the games like Ultimates show like that they can do planetary destruction. It's over here like showing the whole planet, or fucking shit going in outer space and shit. So like, I feel like bare minimum you can definitely argue that it's planetary. And you can kind of just go with that, because we've already seen all the celestial space feats, you name it.
Exactly.
But that's that's what we can at least know bare minimum. Other than that, it's all just highball or speculation from that point.
Because planet level is no longer that historically, based off the historical events, it's no longer that impressive in Boruto. Planetary is not that impressive as far as like one shot kill against
jump change
against high echelon characters. It's not that impressive. And Code is high echelon; he's above Jigen. So the way I look at that attack, it was more so of an interrogation tactic. I think that's why he used it, because of the hacks itself, where it's continuous implementation of damage and infliction. So it was a smart, very clever strategy. Obviously didn't work. Code escaped. Code can take, he has high durability. He definitely survived it for quite some time. I wonder how he's going to stop it. Eventually it probably will kill him. I wonder what the next chapter is going to be like. But it's definitely probably beyond planetary, if I had to deduce. It could be planetary.
Yeah.
It's hard to gauge. There is no blatant statements on it. The most emphasized thing about it was it incorporates the Earth's rotation. But that, in terms of the very fact that the Earth rotates, makes the Rasengan have continuous damage, not necessarily the AP of the Earth. That's never really stated.
Exactly, because that can be like a separate distinction between the two, where there's no correlation at all.
And there's certainly
it
not
allows him to hit forever, but it doesn't mean it has the energy of what like the Earth is when it spins. Yeah.
Yeah. So both conditions don't have to be met for the Rasengan to incorporate Earth's rotation. Is basically the point. But very very good ability.
But to be fair, like if Boruto or if Code is at least stated to be above Jigen, and we see this Boruto beating his ass, we at least do know bare minimum, like if Boruto's obviously doing a big ass Rasengan or whatever, that would be planetary, but things like that or whatever. But
exactly. By the way, folks, I forgot to say, before we continue any further, if you could take a second and just hit the like button, it's really appreciated. It gets in the algorithm. Let's go ahead and read the chat. Boruto is him, that's facts. Looks like Noodles has a guy on her channel. Yeah, I saw the tweet he made about should he react to my Tobirama scaling. I messaged him my stream scaling. I think that I did a lot better with Tobirama scaling there. Truth be told, the Tobirama rant, I literally just extracted a clip from my Swag Kage reaction. It wasn't even a rant. I just extracted that part and put it as a rant. That's why my scaling isn't like the epitome of what it could be. I think my stream is where my scaling is at the best. But he said it'll look
you just gave like a brief explanation and consensus of it while the stream is dissecting it.
I dissected it
really
thoroughly.
Going over it into detail.
Yeah. He'll have more to like comb over if he does the stream, so we'll see. He said he'll check it out. But yeah, in my opinion, Code was not damaged by the planet. Boruto Rasengan is what's damaging Code. It's just incorporating the planet's rotation to keep him rotating. That's a fair theory. Yeah, that's a possibility. Like I said, yeah. I've seen a lot of people say Boruto's planetary when he's literally star level. Oh yeah, that's certainly not where he caps off at. He's certainly way above planetary. You're correct. Planetary was already being achieved probably in the war arc, Shippuden, to be honest. with Jubidara and stuff. So, I've seen. Okay, just read that. From this, you could argue Code wouldn't necessarily take damage from planetary attacks. Yep, you definitely could. V2 Rikage over Pain. In terms of speed, Pain at his best, that'd be interesting. If it's like fatigue Pain, like in Pain arc, yeah, he's above him speed. The fact that Boruto and base without trying star level is insane facts, dude. He's fucking broken. He's surpassed his father, and it's simple as that. So
yeah, you can make some fair arguments for Pain though, in a way, to where like if you correlate like Sagemo Naruto to KCM and you try to like be argumentative in that aspect, then maybe he could still be able to at least react and combat against Raikage. But yeah, when it comes to like movement or travel speed and all that, like it's more than likely just
especially fatigue Pain. If it was like Rain Village Pain, there might be an argument. But yeah, if it's like fatigued, it's more than likely he'd get blitzed by the Raikage.
Now, if it's full power though, he's good to go.
Yeah, if it's like full power Pain, yeah,
because at the end of the day, like we know, obviously it's not Nagato, but it's still Nagato's chakra, and we know Nagato, like literally when he gains his full power from absorbing B's chakra and his hair turns red when he's at like max power. What's it called? Like he's just blatantly above and shit, you name it.
Yeah.
And then like with white hair, he was also still able to combat both of them, meaning he's not even at full power. So if you correlate, and he's an Edo too.
Yeah.
So if you correlate that Nagato and him giving his chakras to the passive pains, whatever, it's the same shit. You know what I mean? Basically, bare minimum, you could establish relativity.
Yeah, you could definitely make an argument for Pain. Yeah, there's definitely arguments for Pain.
So it's like, and that's the main thing, and it makes sense because it's like we see Itachi, what he can do when he's an Edo. You know, we obviously know what Obito is capable of, whatever, blah, blah. And if Pain is within that same ballpark and you name it, it kind of gives you an idea of, like, he should still be able to fuck with that. You know, he's not going to be just getting blitzed by V2 Raikage. And then even all the narrative shit, you name it, Zetsu, all like, nobody thinks Pain could be fucked with, except for, like, obviously someone like Obito and shit, you know, or Itachi.
Yeah, so. Exactly. By the way, folks, when it comes to the noodles thing, let me know when he does it. I might, if he does it tonight, I'll literally do another stream tomorrow. We could like check it out. So you guys let me know. I'll keep checking too. Well, that'll be fun to just kind of like counter what his counters are gonna be. So, technically it did work because now Boruto knows 10. Yep. At the end, he implanted like a Sage Toad on Code, and then Code went back to his base. So now he knows where the base is. So yeah, it did work. Good interrogation tactic. Very good. Base Naruto's Rasengan that he gave to Boruto to defeat Momo went outer space, so even base Naruto has planetary feats. Oh yeah, base Naruto did before his nerf is definitely over a planet.
Oh wait, I don't remember that. Base Naruto did like a fucking thing. Wow.
Yeah, he's definitely above planet level. I mean, even in the last, the moon, like slicing the moon was not that difficult. So yeah, it's definitely not that impressive. The Ten Tails was set to destroy whole continents. Ten Tails is strong, yeah, definitely. Imagine how strong Uzuhiko is in Boroshiki mode. Oh, dude. In Boroshiki mode, that shit might one-shot Code. I'll just observing how bad he beat his ass, to be honest. He's that powerful.
You want to know what's funny, bro, about the moon shit that I just thought of? Like, the moon gets casually sliced in half.
Yeah.
Yet nothing is, like, happening to planet Earth, though. Like, cause, you know, like, in our world, like, if something happened to the moon, if it's getting fucked up or just gone, like, the fucking ocean would go insane. And,
literally.
Like, everything would go to shit, basically. Like, it's pretty crazy how the moon affects the Earth's gravity and et cetera, you name it. So
it like keeps like
I always found that funny.
Yeah, it keeps like the equilibrium of currents with the ocean. It does like a bunch of shit. Yeah, it does a lot of stuff.
It's very important for like our survival.
Yeah, exactly. How's it going? What's going on, Morgan? Thanks for coming in, brother. It's going well. I'm just talking Boruto. I'm so proud of Boruto.
Boroshiki would absolutely slam those level of characters. Jigen, Naruto, Sasuke.
Now we could say pretty safely he'd slam all these dudes. Yeah.
Because think of it this way, it's like giving Naruto or Sasuke a fucking curse mark camp, you know, like or some shit.
Literally Boruto is on that scale now. He's in a rare air that like he's getting up there with guys like Ishiki and Damon and things like that. I don't know if he's in that level yet, but he's getting there just with what he accomplished in this chapter.
And we may not like it, but if some other characters along the way start showing relativity, like Mitsuki or Sada or whatever, whether if it's Mitsuki's Sage mode or Sada or whatever the fuck she has. You know what I mean? Like, hey, they're going to be surpassing our boy, prime, you know what I mean? Prime Naruto and Sasuke and Jigen, too.
Hate to say it, but that's where we're coming to now. I'm so proud
Just like soccer all over again, you know? Like, it is what it is.
I'm so proud of Boruto, bro. He came a long way. Facts, bro. He's cold now. He's cold. Ready for my interesting question. What's going on, Sir Goats? Thanks for your name, but I'm reading the chapter. Yeah, obviously, Damon, we've been known. These dudes are planetary from Shippuden. Yeah, facts, dude. Damon's broken, bro. That's all I could say.
Do you think Sasuke is going to be shown to display some interesting feats with around Code and Boruto, or no?
That's a good question. I wonder what approach.
I really, really wonder what they're going to do with him.
I think he'll probably won't be on the level of Boruto. I highly doubt it post nerf.
That's what I'm saying.
If I had to predict, because if he does give Sasuke relativity to these levels of individuals, then he's even stronger than his prime. He couldn't even have no Jigen now, fucking Code. So
literally.
More than likely, he's not going to be very.
The context is going to have to be there though, because if it's like a weird situation and to where like Boruto's clearly holding back or some shit, then obviously it doesn't go through. But it'd be interesting whether if it's Code, then that's concrete.
He's getting slammed.
Code has no reason to hold back or bullshit.
Yeah, he'll slam him.
So
yeah, exactly. That shouldn't be a fight at all. To be honest, he should get slammed. So much as I hate to say that, exactly. I don't like Code.
I'm very curious to see. I'm very curious to see what scaling Kishimoto might be giving Sasuke. Whatever, like it's
not gonna be very high.
I can see it. He probably give him like maybe he'll make him like a support character.
Yeah, so. He's not gonna do much. Not anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, I heard that he had plans for Kakashi though in the manga to eventually do some big shit with him. But
yeah, I wonder. These guys are unfortunately they're all fodder now to these guys. Sucks to say, but even Naruto's fodder to these guys now.
When Kakashi was like roasting Boruto back then, at least in the anime, he was like, "Bro, like you just don't got that chakra like your father, bro. You're stuck."
Now,
look where he's at now.
Now he's cracked as shit. Yeah, now he's cracked. Yeah. What happened in the recent chapter? In layman's terms, Boruto whipped Code's ass. It's very, very satisfying to see. Let's see. Sir Ghost's question: how far would Light Yagami go in Saw movie? That's a good question. Light's intelligence would certainly be very advantageous. I think, the Saw people, the Saw guy usually picks like normal people with average IQs. Light may deduce what's going on, win every challenge. However, he does get emotional at times. So if the Saw, I guess the main guy from Saw kind of tries to play mental games with him, it might break him and make him make mistakes. But I would deduce he'd have a very good chance at beating escaping with his life. Maybe even finding the guy and shit. Obviously without the Death Note. I'm not talking about the Death Note, but I just mean as far as his intelligence. He'd be by far the smartest person to ever play the Saw game, or whatever you want to call it, the torture chamber game. So, you do well. Maybe even escape. Dude, Naruto chakra was felt in space by Momo. It affected the planet's density. Yeah, dude, but they're beyond planetary at that point, for sure. For sure. In Boroshiki, do you think current Boruto is stronger than Baramo Naruto? In Boroshiki, there's an argument now that he could be. If you presuppose that the amp he receives when achieving or entering Boroshiki mode is vast, already considering how strong he is in base casually, then yes, there's an argument that he could even beat Baramo Naruto now. Now, is that concrete? No. There's no empirical evidence.
The best way to analyze it, I think, Jay, and let me know what you think too, is we see in the manga and anime, Boruto struggling with that fodder ass car member. What the fuck is his name? Boro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? He's they're team fighting, that he's struggling, whatever. And then basically they were able to beat him in the end because of Satoru Shidori. And then once that happens, he gets a weird pseudo transformation, Boro.
Yeah.
And then they all get dealt with because they're all fatigued and shit. And then Boroshiki comes out of nowhere, and then it's just absolutely completely stomps and no diffs. You know what I mean? And then we even see him stab Sasuke in the fucking eye, which, you know what I mean? You could say oh yeah, it's off guard, whatever. But if you actually analyze the whole scene, Sasuke literally turns and looks dead at him, and still was not able to react in time.
Yeah, literally, exactly.
It was literally like Kakuzu all over again. Basically, is what I'm getting at. Now, to be fair, Sasuke is also not at full power either. But then Sasuke also eventually is shown to fight him over and over. And there's clearly relativity or equal power,
Yeah.
Which was also interesting. So the fucking Boroshiki amp has to be pretty large for him
now,
to eventually
especially
be on
now.
Sasuke's level while fatigued. You know what I mean? That's still impressive. Even fatigued Sasuke and Naruto is still impressive. We see that with Momo and shit.
Even now, yeah.
So yeah, it's that's very impressive. Even to fodderize one of the lower car members, so it's a big amp. It's definitely not small. It's not we just don't know. It's large. So
yeah, and now Boruto just in base is substantially stronger than he was then. So he probably even would beat that Naruto, to be honest. So we don't know enough yet. We have to see more empirical evidence, but it seems like it's very possible at this point. Let's see. Bro, Daigo already made a video bitching about it. Oh my god. Shout out to Daigo for just making the bag, man. You gotta respect it. Boruto or Sannin shook the earth. We always saw planetary fruits in Naruto, but it's more casual now. Yeah, it's not a big deal anymore. Kind of like in Dragon Ball, how even a galaxy level attack's not that big of a deal. We have universal plus individuals, so yeah, it's not that impressive no more. Like in Boruto Part 1 in base, Boruto would probably lose to Hidan. Then in Boroshiki, only like 9 characters in Naruto, and history would beat him. Yep, that's how large his development is. Even now, there's probably only a handful of characters that could beat him now. In base, by the way, not even with Boroshiki transformation. So, but yeah, folks, feel free to keep asking questions. There was a few pre-established questions. If you want your questions answered ahead of time, you can comment on any video. Join my Discord, ask there, and we'll like prepare for those. I actually do some research and try to get give in-depth answers for you folks to make it more interesting. Feel free to keep asking questions though. It can be anime, the UFC fight today I watched this morning, anything at all. Feel free to ask. Continue. But the second question someone asked me is, how do hatred amps in Naruto work? So that's a good question to try and explore that. This is what I would say about that. So obviously amps, due to increase in resolve and other various emotions, obviously exist in the Narutoverse. Or we've seen that multiple times. The Uchiha clan specifically is the epitome of what hatred amps entail of. Entail of that emotion is one of the more prominent emotions that lead to newly discovered power, such as when Sasuke grew substantially more powerful when attacking the 5 Kage summit. Other notable examples, of course, would be like Naruto when he fought Orochimaru at the beginning of Shippuden and went all the way to 4 Tails mode with the 9 Tails chakra. It seems observably, I'd say, that love and hate, ironically, seem like the two most power-increasing emotions from, again, Sasuke growing in power during the 5 Kage summit to Naruto regaining power when Hinata talked to him out of his self-doubt during the war arc when Obito was trying to break him mentally. So hatred amps are one of the most power-increasing amps that a character can receive. I think love is number one. I think Kishimoto did that on purpose to try to emphasize that, peace and love triumphed over hate and doubt and disdain, which is kind of especially illustrated in the war arc with Naruto defeating Obito and Madara. So yeah, hatred amps are definitely very substantial amps in the narrative. Only second to love amps, I'd say, or like resolve amps. But yeah, it's a good question. When Hima went to Boruto, Boruto showed emotion for the first time, meaning he still has a soft spot. Oh, of course, yeah, it's his sister. He's definitely still very, very caring when it comes to his sister. It makes perfect sense. He has to put on the act that. Yeah. Maybe he's putting on the act on purpose, not to destroy people's lives, but yeah, he definitely still cares.
And another thing too, Jay, like what you were saying with the whole hatred and love is definitely the superior amp though, because like we see that it's blatantly emphasized in part 1. Like we see all the hatred amps like Sasuke has, or him being pit, whatever, does really nothing for him. Then we see Naruto, and he's over here just going to absurd levels of power.
Yeah, so. Exactly. They seem like the more significant power increasing amps, to be honest. So.
Yeah.
Also, Uzuhiko is like Naruto, Kurama, Biju 6-pass Russian Shuriken that utilizes the chakra of the planet in rotation to deliver an attack. Incredible. Yeah, not only that, it's a continuous damage infliction ability. So as long as the Earth continues to rotate, you will continuously be inflicted with pain. It's like imagine an infinite Russian Shuriken that doesn't stop doing damage. That's essentially what it is until the Earth stops rotating, or you die, or the user stops it manually. So, which dojutsu other than the Sharingan do you wish got more screen time? That's a good question. Probably the Byakugan. More Neji moments, more Hinata moments, more Hyuga moments in general. We saw a lot of the Rinnegan. I would say the Rinnegan, but that's gotten a lot of exposure too. Maybe not as much as the Sharingan, but it's definitely like second. So I'd probably say the Byakugan. Which would have given Neji more relevancy in Shippuden as well. He's very cool, and obviously it's one of the characters that stopped being developed post part 1. So. Bro, if Kawaki does something to Himawari, Boruto might turn into a villain. Yeah, Kawaki, in the previous chapter 2, Himawari calls him bro, or brother, and he says, don't call me that. Almost like he's showing remorse for what happened to Boruto. Like he still feels like he's not her big brother, and even though he did, cause a plot twist with, kind of tempting Ida via her infatuation, he still seems remorseful. And maybe even has some care for Boruto still, possibly. Not enough to stop him from doing what he's doing, but he seems to have some care in there somewhere for Boruto. They were very close at one point prior to the plot twist, so yeah. It's interesting how he's progressing. Shishui versus Danzo versus Deidara versus Jiraiya free-for-all. Deidara has a lot of long-distance attacks, a large radius of attacks like his C0, C4, the microscopic bombs. Shishui just doesn't scale that high, unfortunately. He lost in every iteration of the narrative to relatively weak individuals at the time. In comparison to someone like Jiraiya, I'd say. It'd probably come down to Data or Jiraiya. If Data is kind of bloodlust and uses C0, he might just bomb everybody. Or Jiraiya could use his hacks, maybe use the Frog Song Genjutsu. It'd probably be Jiraiya, especially if he has time to enter Sage mode. If it's not, then probably Data. Let's see. What do you think of the list of top 10 strongest characters at 2 Blue Vortex? 10 Boroshiki, 9 Kawashiki, 8 Sasuke, 7 Jigen, Ko, Damon, Ida, Ishiki, Naruto, Shibai. I probably would disagree now. I think Boroshiki is probably above Kawashiki, just from the abilities we've seen, and Boroshiki would be above Code as base Boruto beat Code's ass very badly. Naruto is certainly not number 2 anymore. If you're talking about Prime Naruto with like Baron mode, that's fine, but if it's current Naruto, he's below all these people. The bottom of the list would actually be Sasuke and Naruto right now. Currently. If it's Prime, that's different. Currently, they're at the bottom of that list. At the top, I'd have Shibai, of course. Then probably Damon. Then probably Ida. Then Boroshiki. Then Kawashiki. And then Jigen. Then Code. Wait, actually, I'd have Code before Kawashiki. I don't think Kawaki's on that level yet. Doesn't seem that way, at least. Could be wrong, but it seems like he's a step behind those two. He even struggled with a Tento clone. I mean, it did have a Renegon embedded into it, but he struggled. He actually got blitzed by it and slammed into the ground. He beat it, but he got damaged by a clone. I doubt he could do anything to Code right now. I could be wrong, but yeah. Well, like the 6-pass beats you, Russian Checker, but instead of destroying the cells, it's more of constantly torturing the cells. Yep. It's very, very cool. I meant in part 1. Oh, like before the 2 Blue Vortex? Yeah, that list makes sense. Like before, like the post nerfs and stuff. I guess Boruto wasn't lying when he said Code is easy to beat. Yeah, dude, he definitely wasn't bluffing. He's cold, man. If he would have gotten his ass beat this chapter, I guarantee people would be on Twitter calling him a fraud and all kinds of shit. He would have gotten the Gojo treatment, probably. He probably would have gotten the Gojo treatment, and it would have been bad. People would have been saying he's a fraud, talking all that shit just to get his ass whooped. So I'm glad Kishimoto probably learned from the mistakes that Kage made with Gojo. That's my own bias speaking, but I didn't want him to go out like that. It is what it is, though. Speaking of JJK, but yeah, folks. Any questions you may have at all? I just have a few more questions here that have been asked. Any questions at all, folks? At all? Super chats take priority, by the way. I'll stop what I'm doing and answer right away. Because right now, I think Boroshiki would beat Baron Naruto. Honestly, yeah, he probably would. He's pretty fucking powerful. So he slammed someone that's above Jigen. So it's very possible. Let's see. Someone asked, Endo Shippuden Naruto versus Three-Eyed Madara. So this is an interesting question. This is what I would say about that. It is contentious. I will say that, though. But I would say technically one-on-one Naruto would just get caught in the Infinite Tsukuyomi Genjutsu, as the only thing that seemed to protect him in the original narrative was Sasuke Susanoo. That was the only thing that really shielded him from being caught in that Genjutsu. However, if we're excluding that, to make this conversation more interesting, I would say it seems Naruto grew increasingly more powerful throughout the war, and considering 8-Gate Sky had the levels of AP nearly enough to kill One-Eyed Jubidara, someone of Naruto's caliber should have the arsenal and levels of AP to kill Three-Eyed Jubidara, having substantially more stamina and AP than 8-Gate Sky. However, obviously that's not concrete, and you could argue that the discrepancy in power between Three-Eyed and One-Eyed Madara is vast, so you could just refute my statement and say that, which is fair. However, I would say more than likely Naruto would win against Three-Eyed, excluding the Genjutsu. If the Genjutsu is involved, then he'll just get caught in it, and it'll be over. So I wonder how strong Kawaki is. He seems like he's a step behind Code and Boruto. He struggles with a Tento clone. He tries to blitz Boruto, and Boruto dodges it. It just seems more than likely that he's inferior, at least to Boruto, and probably to Code too, to be honest. It seems like he's a step behind, if I had to deduce. I could be wrong, but it seems that way. Boruto told he could die to mind his own business. Yeah, dude, you tell him to fuck off. Yeah. Trying to stay in character. What is your opinion on marijuana? Okay, so IRL question. My opinion is that if you're a grown man and you're living your life and you're a law-abiding citizen, there should be no reason why you can't smoke it. I don't think it's even remotely as damaging as alcohol, which is obviously legally
hell no, yeah.
purchasable everywhere. Marijuana is much less damaging on your health in comparison to alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol is literally like has like the highest statistics of causing deaths in car
Yeah.
accidents, you name it, etc. Like,
Statistically, it's more addictive as well. I don't think there's any problem with marijuana. If we're allowing things like alcohol and just throwing around antidepressants to everyone that says they have mental issues, I don't see the problem with marijuana, honestly. I really don't. There's still a stigma on it. I think it's dying out in modern day, but there's still a stigma in certain states in the United States where it's deemed as like a gateway drug and etc.
drug.
Yeah, and that's just not the case. Not the case, at least
And,
statistically.
and the argument, the weak argument, of people saying, well, it can cause addiction or whatever, blah, blah. For one, that's like extremely rare.
Yeah.
Most people that actually do weed have plenty of self-control and don't need it at all.
Yeah.
I've actually known people myself. And then two, addiction can correlate to anything. It could be video games.
Literally.
It could be fucking YouTube. It could be, you fucking name it. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't only have to be acceptable to fucking doing a drug or something or a high or whatever. Like,
yeah.
So no matter what, like, when it comes to that little weak argument people like to throw around, it's like that's literally with anything, bro.
It's the lesser of two evils in most comparisons when you're comparing to other drugs, like fucking alcohol, fucking antidepressants or anything. It's usually the lesser of two evils as far as addiction.
Even pain medicine, bro.
Yeah, that's addicting too. So if that shit's allowed, then marijuana should be allowed as well. That's what I would say. I don't think this is the case, but I saw a theory that Amato is Shibai. That theory would make sense in theory, because he did create Shibai, Shinjutsu ability cyborgs. It's possible. I doubt it though. But
imagine
that'd be fucking.
But
crazy.
imagine he's controlling Amato as a vessel. But
holy shit, that'd be crazy too. Holy shit.
And that's why he had like absurd level of intelligence. Like...
Yeah, he's probably the smartest in the verse, deadass. Right now, at least. Bro, imagine Code gets a power up just to get beat by Boruto again, dude. Boruto put his foot down, literally on him, and then figuratively when he whipped his ass. He is definitively above Code right now.
More Code though, like Code's always being put against the wrong guy.
He's always getting his ass beat. Oh, $5 from Kedre. I appreciate that, brother.
If we're being fair at the same time and logical, like obviously if he went against the right people, he would slam. So.
Oh yeah, of course. Like the majority of he would probably solo the Shippuden verse firstly, and then in Boruto he would almost beat everybody except like Ishiki, Baramo, Naruto, Boruto, and obviously like the cyborgs, and then Shibai, and that's it. He'd beat everybody else probably. So
basically, he would need like a form that can basically pull like a Borishiki shit in order to surpass like Baron mode and
I think that's empirically it doesn't seem like he's on that level yet. Maybe that'll change, but maybe if he infuses like Ten Tails in him or some shit, maybe. But I don't know. Let me put that on the screen, Kedrick. I appreciate that. We'll answer your question quickly and swiftly. Let me put it on the screen. I appreciate the $5, brother. Let's see here.
Not gonna lie, I'm having like a weird combo right now, bro. I'm eating some rice and beans and then with like some shrimp too. And it's
yeah, rice and beans, man. I grew up with that shit too. I'm not gonna cap.
So good, especially with Hispanic style, bro.
Yeah, that ass. It's actually good.
But
too.
I'm not trying to be mean, but not that like that white or or even like black, like what black beans and rice. Not like I'm talking about Hispanic, bro. Like
yeah, like black beans, they taste okay. The best are probably like the pinto. Yeah, probably the best tasting. Kedrick said, can you scale the sound for individually and as a group? Number one, empirically, probably would be
sound 4.
Probably Kido Amara. I know Kabuto made the statement that Sakon and Yukon are the strongest, but empirically it seems Kido is above him. You could argue either way, but I'd probably have Kido above Sakon and Yukon. And then after those two, I'd have Tayuya, and then obviously Jirobo. I think he stated to be the weakest. So
Jirobo is like agreed upon the entire Sound 4 and stated to be the weakest.
Yeah, so that'll probably be my ranking. As a group, I mean, past part 1, they're not beating many people, to be honest. Not adults.
Even Kakashi, like they saw Kakashi lecturing Sasuke, and they're like, "Oh shit, it's like whatever, blah blah," and they're like hesitant and scared to even like try to jump him or even like fuck with him. Even they're like,
they're thinking about it like this: they lost to 2 mid-tier Jonin fatigued after a mission. They barely beat them. Yeah,
no chakra.
They barely beat them, and they had to go to like CS2 or CS1. So imagine what Kakashi
CM2.
Would do. Yeah, imagine what
CM2.
Yeah, imagine what Kakashi would do to them. Yeah, no.
Bro, he would fucking that's what I'm saying. Like so like they're not fucking with like the high tier Jonings.
Nah. Yeah,
I even personally think Asuma would also beat all four.
Yeah, I do think so too.
What's it called? Like he is in like a very interesting ballpark. Like he's like stated to be in like with Kakashi in certain combat scenarios.
Yeah.
Even like relativity against Kasame, and we see that with Kakashi.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Kakashi as well. So, excuse me. Even though that was like Kakashi's clone technically, but anyways, but bottom line is like Asuma, Kakashi, Guy, they slam. Any other Jonings, it'd be a high diff W for all four of them. I'll say that. I don't think they're like winning a low diffing because once again, if they're over here barely getting by, a super like fatigued and no chakra, like what? Like I guess you would call those two Jonings like the low tiers out of all. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like if
$10
it's like
from
two.
Josh, appreciate that.
So,
yeah. They don't. At best, collectively, they're like mid Jonin. That's if you're being generous. I don't think they were mid Jonin, but they're like low Jonin collectively. Let me put that
basically,
on Appreciate that, Josh.
If anything, if we're really trying to be logical here, like if they're over here, if they barely won against that level 2 low tier Joning, if the low tier Joning were at max power, they would have lost.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck did it? Where did I put that shit? Give me a second, folks. I had the. Let me screenshot it again. Appreciate the $10, Josh. We're gonna read your question very quickly and swiftly. Let's see. Let me save this real quick. Oh, that's why I put it over there. Okay, give me a second, folks. Feel free to keep asking questions, folks. I'm just putting it on the screen real quick, and we'll continue here. Now, let's see. Where is it at? Where's it at? Yeah, did I lose it? Let's see. Sorry, folks. I thought I had the picture already. Give me a second. Okay, so it's not popping up there for some reason. Let me look here. Taking a while. Let me read what you said first. It's taking a minute. I've been watching High School DxD and want to know how the chess piece aspect works. Can any Atsuki beat a captain from Bleach? Can any Atsuki beat a captain from Bleach? They could probably beat lower tier captains, possibly. It seems the more I watch Bleach, the more increasingly unlikely that seems. Maybe they beat the lower tier captains. I don't think they'd beat someone like Kenpachi currently, or someone like the Shinshui or maybe Tojiro. Tojiro is probably planet level plus. I don't think he's like multiversal like the Zero Division. Maybe someone like Toshiro who hasn't reached his potential yet. Maybe Byakuya. Maybe the top Otsutsuki may beat the weaker captains. They seem to scale higher. Like someone like Ishiki, for example, is probably Solar System plus, possibly even Galaxy plus.
Like what was their speed scaling? I don't remember for the fucking captains.
They're pretty.
What was their speed?
They're basically all light speeders and above. Even the Arankars are already the weaker Arankars are going light speed and dodging light and stuff like that.
Like the Ceros and
the Ceros are light, essentially light beams. I would say they probably could beat the lower tier captains. They're not beating anyone like Kenpachi though. I don't think so. Those guys are doing some broken shit. So
Kenpachi's built different, bro.
Yeah, or like Aizen. Well, Aizen's beyond captain, but.
What do you think about that one dude that's mainly all about teleportation and speed?
Oh,
I forgot his name.
Byakuya? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
He scales pretty high. He took care of quite a bit of Quincy's, including like higher ups. He's probably like right in that high tier. He's not like Kenpachi level, or probably not even Ichigo level.
He's definitely high tier.
Yeah, he's pretty good, especially with his Bankai. Yeah. Let me see, folks. I'm still trying.
You know what was funny though? He's like a wannabe Itachi though. He always give me like Itachi vibes, but he's not like super powerful.
Yeah, he does have like that Itachi vibe. He's always just like chilling, low key. Let me see, folks. I think I found the donation. Here it is. I got it. Sorry for the delay. Let's try and fill the screen if you guys want to. You guys don't have to donate, but if I could have like, I see like guys like Chuck have their screens filled with donations. It's pretty dope. If you guys want to help do that, by all means. If not, it's all good. It's just pretty cool to see that. Boruto's really just chilling right now. Kawaki's a walk in the park to him. Yeah, dude. It seems like he's behind. How is Code even the main villain right now on base Boruto? Did him like that? I don't even know, bro. He's kind of going out like Frieza. except he never had that dominance in the first place. Frieza at least was like a world beater.
Frieza was at least that guy for
Before
a bit,
the Namek arc,
killing people.
yeah, before the Namek arc, he was like a world beater compared to fucking Goku. But after
Oh,
that,
he was rolling galaxies.
yeah. Now he's fucking. But with Code, conversely, he never had that dominance really, or at least never got it like a chance to show it on the panel, like observably. Now he's fodder compared to. It seems that way at least.
To be fair, I feel like it's just a poor writing timing and placement. Because like if Boruto wasn't there, right? Let's say he's not there or whatever, and Code just gets in there and starts fighting like the whole village. Like Code's obviously going to be shown like to be like a big threat and a big deal. Like he's going to be just one shotting and beating everybody's ass.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, exactly.
But like that's the problem. It's like whenever he's just shown, it looks so bad because the person he 9 out of 10 times is fighting against is either has like that plot advantage, or
yeah, he just
or
doesn't.
just more stronger.
He isn't given like the most impressive show outs. Unfortunately, it's always him getting like bitched or leaving, and it sucks, man.
Yeah, which is interesting too, because you would think it'd be the opposite. You would think Code would beat Boruto to make him want to get stronger.
Yeah, it just seems Boruto development has been like really, really ridiculous. Like a very significant jump in power. So,
but if we're being honest, Jay, it's like basically Boruto. It's like if Minato was allowed to be alive the whole show and be the main character. That's basically what we have. If we're being honest, you know what I mean?
He's a cracked guy that doesn't seem touchable. Besides, against people probably like Damon. Besides that, he's like fucking everybody up. So
it's like if Sasuke and Minato did a fusion.
Yeah,
that's literally who the main character is,
yeah,
bro.
He's a monster. Kawaki, be careful. Mine Boruto might Boruto kick your ass. Yeah, but Kawaki seems like he's behind, like a step behind. All of part 1 combined versus base Minato. All of part 1. He would struggle with like Itachi. I think he'd probably struggle with him. Yeah. He'd probably lose to the Akatsuki, like the Akatsukis that were shown, like Kawaki. Excuse me, Itachi and Kisame. Thanks for the $2, Can you scale the 7 ninja swordsmen? Now, there's no scaling on these guys at all. What we can say is Kisame's number 1 all time. We can say that easily. Or
like technically,
the Chochoro guy from Boruto, he's number 1 because he's a Kage in Boruto. I think he's part of the 7 Swordsmen. I don't know if he ever joined, but if he is, he's obviously number 1.
Yeah,
and then
like, it's really hard because like the only thing we really ever have is just like very vague narrative statements of them, like
a couple of
being really strong, like when they were like all together, not one by one, but all together.
Yeah,
for some reason,
say,
like a big threat.
Yeah, I would
like
say
high tier Jonin and shit.
Boruto, Chodoro, Kisame, Zabuza, Sogetsu's brother, who seems to be pretty powerful. Then probably the 7 swordsman leader that Kisame killed and took his sword from. Probably him. And then the rest, you really can't even scale them. They don't have shit. They all like.
They only have anime feats.
Most of them died to Dike guy, and he's ass. So they're not that powerful. Definitively, it's Chodoro number 1, then Kisame, then Zabuza, then Sogetsu's brother probably. You could argue maybe stronger, and then probably the leader that Kisame killed when he took his sword and shit. So. Yeah,
if we're excluding fucking like Sogetsu's brother, and obviously the Boruto Kage, like whether if he's even part of that or not, because I don't remember. Like all of them are basically in a similar ballpark between like War Arc, Kakashi, and Guy, if that makes sense in a way.
Yeah.
Like they have like relativity. They're not equal or anything, but there's like relativity in a way.
They're enough of a problem.
Yeah, but they're enough to where like Kakashi and Guy had to get involved, and it took them a bit, but they do eventually clean up and get rid of them. But that's like the highest you kind of see them get to in a way.
Yeah.
So meaning even for Dai, like when he goes into the 8th gate, that he basically only gets to like relativity to War, Kakashi, and Guy. But that's about it, when they're all together. And mind you, that's when they're together though, So it's like it kind of comes to the point where if they're by themselves, like does how far does the scaling change too? So it's really weird with them, dude. But like at the end of the day, like it's like they're definitely not in Sannin tier.
No,
they're not there.
Not. Yeah, definitely not.
There's nothing to ever indicate that. Like even Kasame, with all his knowledge and you name it in part 1, was like, like Sannin are just built different. Like I can't do that, So
yeah, exactly. So at best, like besides the guys I listed, the rest are, if you're being generous, collectively maybe like fatigued Kakashi level in the War Arc or something. Like Fatigue Guy and Kakashi, they don't scale that high, honestly. There's just nothing on them, so there's not really much to say. It's like speculation, and the fact that they lost to fucking Might Die is pretty bad too, to be honest. Thanks for the $5. I just saw it. Let me see. Go back to it. Thanks for the $5, Dimitri. I'm gonna put it on the screen as well. Let's just try to fill out the screen today, folks. I'm gonna put every donation, even if it's like 99 cents. I'm gonna put everyone on here. It's one of those streams today. And then watch your question, Dimitri. I appreciate the $5, brother. Go ahead and put that on the screen real quick. Appreciate the donations, by the way, folks. Really appreciated. Let's see here. Put that on the screen, and then go to the screenshots. Give me a second, folks. Got to show, credit where credit's due. Appreciate the donations. Screenshots, and all right. Let's see what Dimitri said. Appreciate it, brother. Once again. He said, Sannin versus Sage Kabuto. Also interested in Hanzo versus Sakumo. I know he has no scaling, but he was said to be stronger than the Sannin who lost to Hanzo. Great questions. So, what's going on, Alexa? Thanks for coming in. Alexa's in here as well. Let's see. Sannin versus Sage Kabuto. So, we got to scale, the multiple variables of these individuals, right? So, if we're talking pre-war and excluding Boruto, Orochimaru, this is the way they would scale. So Sage Kabuto shows relativity to Itachi for sure in terms of speed and probably ability as well. He was, combating two Uchiha that were relative in power to each other simultaneously. That's very impressive. He was also holding back because he didn't want to kill Sasuke as well. So it's not like he was going all out. So he shows levels of relativity to Itachi's speed, combat speed, whatever colloquial term you want to use. So the Sannin would simply just be too slow. Even Jiraiya, who's probably the fastest, you could argue Orochimaru as well with their Sage Mode and the Hydra Snakes, would be too slow for someone of Sage Kabuto's ability. Not to mention his durability as well. He'd be hard to kill. He'd be hard to catch clean, like I said, because of the discrepancy in speed that's shown empirically. And then his hacks would be very problematic. The ability to blind you, the ability to manipulate the environment as well, be very problematic for these individuals. Now, the best argument I can come up with for the Sannin is that it's stated that when they work collectively, they get a 3 times amp, like a collective effort boost. If you think them together with a 3 times amp is sufficient in defeating Kabuto, then maybe. I don't think it is sufficient. I think the gap is that large. Kabuto is very underrated. He arguably almost defeated 2 Uchiha. They needed to offset each other to break each other out of Genjutsu, if I'm not mistaken. So Sage Kabuto would most likely blitz them, blind them, and probably kill him. More than likely. Now, is it impossible? Yeah, is it impossible for the Sannin to win? No, but I think their margin for error is much smaller, and their win conditions are much less minimal than Sage Kabuto, considering how high he scales and what arsenal he has. So that's probably what I would say about that.
Like the problem with Sage Mode Kabuto is just the speed he has. Like, it's ridiculous, and he has like perfection Sage Mode, like to where Naruto with just his perfected Sage Mode was able to surpass fucking Jiraiya and shit, you name it. So it's like, then you have that where, and Kabuto just flat out states it. He says he's like, when he was with just a cloak transformation, like he was like still nothing in comparison to Orochimaru. But the moment he activates perfect Sage Mode, he's like, I finally have surpassed Orochimaru,
Yeah, exactly.
And all this other stuff. And then he just has blatant feats against a suppressed Itachi and Sasuke,
Yeah.
And that's very impressive, and at least even more definitive evidence that he's within the KCM, ballpark with Sage Mode. And then his reaction and sensory ability is like insane. Like, he's dodging a fucking Susanoo arrow, like point blank range and shit. Like, he has, like, in all his hacks abilities, like, he's no joke. I personally don't think they can do anything. Yeah, and he literally has a frog song, like, right off the whip.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, on top of that, he's a perfect Sage. Yeah, and Jiraiya never achieved that. None of them achieved that. Not even Orochimaru. Orochimaru has, like, a synthetic replication of it with his Hydra Snakes and the curse marks. Those aren't organic, versions of nature energy or Sage Mode. They're synthetic replications, almost like pseudo Sage Mode. And Jiraiya isn't a perfect Sage either, so he would just scale above those guys. Tsunade is the slowest. All he has to do is like decapitate her or get her in Genjutsu. Of course, the only ability that would get them to win is obviously Edo's. Like, they get like the Hokage's out or something, then obviously you'd lose. But besides that, they're more than likely losing. So, hold on, who is Boruto working with? I think it could be Kage and Koji. That seems to be implied. I mean, we see a sage toad upon Boruto's body talking to him. Maybe that's Kashin's toad, or he like let him borrow it or something. It's possible. I wouldn't be surprised. No rush, fam. Yeah, I appreciate the $5. $5, Dimitri. Appreciate that, brother. Hanzo stomps Sakumo, by the way, Dimitri. Oh, yeah, that question. So, Sakumo versus Hanzo. Again, Sakumo only has that statement about him where, the Sannin Pell comparison. Now, it depends on how you interpret that statement. Now, if you interpret that statement as they all collectively pale in comparison, then Sakumo will probably win. If we're talking about the old Hanzo, the one that fought Orochimaru as he was relative to a Sannin blatantly. Now, if you interpret that as he's each one individually pales in comparison, not necessarily all three of them collectively working in conjunction, then maybe Hanzo could pull it off with his because of the scaling he had with the Sannin as well. If I had to choose, that's one of the most contentious ones. Hanzo spared, as we all know, right? The original three Sannin when they were younger and probably weaker. They probably didn't have their abilities. Orochimaru more than definitely didn't have the Hydra Snakes, nor has experimented on his body as much at that point in time. So it depends on what exact iteration of the Sannin is being referred to. Minato didn't really get to see, more than likely, like Hydra Snake Orochimaru, Sage Mode Jiraiya, etc. I would deduce probably Sakumo, but again, it's extremely ambiguous because we have to deduce what iterations Minato is referring to. We have to deduce how strong are the Sannin that fought Hanzo when he spared them. All those things matter, and those presuppositions will determine your answer to that question. If I had to, like I said, determine an answer, I'd probably lean towards Sakumo, more than likely. That's what I would say because Minato's grown here. This was when they fought Hanzo, they were younger and probably weaker. Minato's familiar with a stronger version of them prior to his death. I'd probably say Sakumo if I had to choose, but again, it depends on your presuppositions as well. So when the Sannin lost to Hanzo, it's never implied they used their strongest forms. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's contentious. And I would deduce they probably weren't as strong as they were like in Part 1 or Shippuden. So Hanzo's strength isn't really directly comparable to Prime Sannin. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. If we include all of Sage Kabuto's Edo Tensei, who would beat him? All of Sage Kabuto's Edo Tensei? Well, the Edo Tensei in general would be a problem, right? Because you would need someone with a hacks like Itachi did to make him undo it. Force him to undo it against his will. So, first of all, it would have to be someone that scales to him and someone that has the hacks to control his will. Obviously, Itachi's a perfect answer. I mean, he literally did it himself. So that would be someone. It had to be someone with the hacks. If Sishu were fast enough, then I would say him, but he's probably not fast enough to use Kodo upon Kabuto before getting blitzed. So probably not him. He has the hacks to do it, but he doesn't have the speed prerequisite met to beat him. There's not very many people. Maybe Madara, if he has, again, jutsu capable of it. Maybe Boruto Shikamaru, if you think his shadow paralysis is strong enough to contain Sage Kabuto, which there's no empirical evidence to suggest that. There aren't very many people that would beat him. Obito probably. Guys like that. Guys that could force him via hacks to undo it, and guys that are capable enough to defeat him in battle, to get him to that point, to that vulnerable position, like Itachi did. So, do you guys think Minato can fight with the toad similar to what Jiraiya does against pain animals? I think he can, if he wanted to, can fight with the toad similar to what Jiraiya does against. Yeah, for sure. He seemed okay at Sage Mode, and I'm sure the toads were familiar with him and respected him enough to aid him. Yeah. 6 Paths of Pain versus Edo Jinchuriki exclude Obito. The Paths of Pain would probably defeat them. At their best, would probably defeat them. They could absorb chakra. Tendo Pain could Chibaku Tensei them. Yeah, more than likely Pain. At his best. If he's fatigued, it might be more interesting. He's going against 6-tailed beasts at the same time, V2 forms. That could be problematic if he's like Pain Arc fatigued level when he's fighting Naruto. He might lose, but if it's Rain Village Pain, you'd most likely win. His hacks are just too great. Maybe someone could just kill Kabuto and then seal or Genjutsu each individual Edo Tensei. This should be pretty easy for any 6 pass. Yeah, it's 6 pass and above, of course. But prior to that, there aren't very many. Prior to that caliber, there aren't many at all that could pull that off, like individually. Hanzo vs. Sakumo is an opinion piece. I don't know. I've been on Sage Kabuto Bender recently. I think he slept on. I agree. He really is. Many people think he's above Pain, but below White Mask Obito without Edos. Yeah, that makes sense. But I do believe he is he's underrated a lot of the time. I agree with that. Yeah. But yeah, folks, any questions you may have at all? Any questions at all? I do have a couple other questions here that I'll ask before the stream. Feel free to keep asking. It can be IRL, like someone asked earlier. It could be anime, the combat sports. I talk about that a lot as well. The UFC fights, whatever. Feel free to ask any questions at all, folks. And of course, super chats are prioritized. I appreciate all the donations so far, by the way, as well. So someone asked me, Sage Mode Naruto from the Pain Arc versus 5 Kage Summit Sasuke. This is a very debated topic, but it's as simple as this. This is what I'll say about that. When coming into contact with a nearly blinded Sasuke, Naruto stated he would need the Kyuubi's chakra in order to beat him. He would need that aid in order to defeat Sasuke. And that was a blind Sasuke, by the way. That wasn't full power 5 Kage Summit Sasuke. That was a near blind Sasuke. And Naruto still said that and stated that. Hence, if full power Sasuke were to engage in battle with Sage Mode Naruto from the Pain Arc, he most likely would defeat Naruto. If that's what Naruto's already saying against a weakened Sasuke. Right, so the most likely possibility is that Sasuke would defeat him at full power. So that's what I would say about that. But yeah, folks, any questions at all? Any questions you may have, feel free to ask. I'll keep answering these while you guys do that. Any questions at all? It can be JJK. I read that as well. Bleach. Anything at all. IRL stuff. We did a stream last week. It was very political as well. So if you want to ask that stuff, I don't mind that either. So, do you think Prime Mike Tyson scales above 15 pit bulls that are bloodlusted? Man, pit bulls are very underrated. I've heard stories of pit bulls defeating entire packs of coyotes by themselves. So, if they all just bull rush them, there would be too many mouths to try and deflect. If it's one at a time, yeah, you could just probably break each of their necks. But if they work as a pack and they work collectively like wolves do, if they're like less docile and more rabid and wild, they probably would maul him to death. He might fuck up a couple, but there'd just be too many mouths. Like they would be clamping onto his arms, his legs. He might even bleed out before he can make a dent. Pit bulls are bred to fight. You know, they're bred to do just that very thing. So 15 of them would be very problematic. I don't think he'd be able to take on 15. That's too many. Is it impossible? No, he could win, but I see it as very unlikely that 15 bloodlusted pit bulls would lose to him. That's a lot. It's a lot of opponents with decently hard bite force as well. So, is there any country you'd want to go visit that you haven't yet? Yeah, probably Dubai, my number one spot. Dubai seems very modern. It seems very safe as well. Like guys that go out there, like, yeah, I left my car on with the key and an ignition. No one tried to take it. Now, would I do that? No, but it seems very safe though. Is the point? It's probably Dubai or somewhere chill. Maybe like the Maldives, in the middle of nowhere. Just chill. Let's see. But yeah, Dubai. Another one would be, like I said, the Maldives, Greece, maybe Rome. Italy, I guess you should say. But yeah. Let's see. Doesn't he mean it just means he was above them and stopped before he killed them? Deontay Wilder versus Mike Tyson. It's a great question. So Deontay Wilder, firstly, is not a very technical fighter, but his power is so preposterous that it lets him get away with the discrepancy in skill level, and it was sufficient enough for him to get away with it for a long time. Obviously, he went like 40 fights in a row without losing until he met his match in Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's defense is elite. His boxing is elite. His ability to roll off shots is elite as well. He got dropped and almost lost to Wilder's power. Mike Tyson likes to close the distance, though. Wilder needs space. He needs space to create the power that he generates. Mike would probably get in close and not let him throw, the haymakers that he throws, like the wild, loopy shots that he likes to throw. More than likely, Mike Tyson would defeat him. I think he'd go inside, break down the body, and then from the inside go up the middle with his famous uppercut. More than likely, he would make it a dirty, nasty fight on the inside. He'd fight in the phone booth. He wouldn't fight at distance with someone like Wilder. More than likely. He probably would defeat Wilder. Wilder's not a very good boxer. Mike Tyson is an all-time great. His power is preposterous, but his boxing isn't that good. Wilder hasn't really fought too good competition in his career. Fury is by far the best opponent he's ever faced. After that, second would probably be Luis Ortiz, who he barely beat, by the way, because he knocked him out like in the last couple rounds. So probably Mike. Tyson Fury versus Mike. Now that's a boxing match. That's interesting. $2 from Kedrick. I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Getting closer to filling up the screen, folks. Appreciate y'all for that. Let's see here. Let me put that on screen real quick. Give me a second, folks. Put that on screen. Trying to fill it up in this one. Let's see here. Give me a second, folks, while I pull that up. Gotta give credit where credit's due. Appreciate that, Kedrick. I think Batman's MIA right now, but he should be back later. Give me a second here, folks. There it is. Appreciate that, brother. Shishui versus Hiruzen. So, unfortunately, I think even old man Hiruzen would defeat him. Shishui, at least in the manga, in the anime, lost to Danzo, right? Didn't look good. He lost different ways in each of the continuations, or the continuities, rather. I think almost any version of him would lose to someone of Hiruzen's caliber. Definitely Prime Hiruzen. He doesn't scale that high, unfortunately. He really doesn't. What if Kabuto's Edo army and Madara were replaced by the Edo Hokage and had control over them? That's a good scenario. Hashirama would essentially just be another Madara plus the other Hokage, which are extremely problematic as well. Not much would change. Hashirama could solo the 5 Kage if he wanted to, and the other 3 could just wreak havoc. Naruto could deal with the other 3. It'd be very difficult with all of them in conjunction, even with KCM too, considering that Hashirama would be involved and Minato would have KCM as well, which is arguably equivalent when he's in KCM to Naruto. They would probably lose the war, to be honest, unless Naruto and Sasuke are given 6-pass powers. Unless that's the case, then they're losing the war. Hagoromo would have to intervene sooner before their deaths come. So it wouldn't end well at all. Hashirama would be too dominant. Minato's speed would be a huge problem. In KCM, it might even be a problem for KCM Naruto as well. Tobirama going around the battlefield using his tandem paper bombs. Hiruzen with his extreme knowledge and in jutsu in his arsenal would be a huge problem. So there aren't very many individuals I'd be able to contend with them, and only the big boys could. Do you think any modern UFC and/or boxing fighters are too underrated, and why? It's a good question. Currently, underrated. I would say, as far as someone underrated, Demetrius Johnson. I don't know if the underrated is the right term. I think underappreciated, right? He's one of the greatest talents in MMA history. In the flyweight division, he was the most dominant champion the UFC's ever seen. He's still dominating at an older age, by the way, in a different organization. So he's definitely on my list of someone that is even arguably underrated as well. And I think it's because he doesn't have star power. You need star power to really make a name in the sport. He just never really had that. Lower weights aren't really as appreciated, especially in MMA. In boxing, they kind of are. You still have like the 130-pound division, the 135, 140, the welterweight division. A lot of great fighters that are very, very revered. But in MMA, it's different. It's kind of changing now with guys like Sean O'Malley. He's a superstar and he's a 135er. Volk as well. But as far as underrated, I'd say Demetrius Johnson. In boxing, I'd probably say Errol Spence, because I know he got handled by Terrence Crawford, but he's still one of the best in the world. Terrence Crawford just arguably is the best of our generation. The only guys that contend with him is probably Canelo and Fury. Spence just lost to an all-time great. That's what happened, and now people deem him as washed up, and he can't beat anybody now. No, he lost to the best, arguably, of our generation. He's underrated, and it's because of how dominant Crawford looked. I don't think it's really a testament to Errol declining. I think it's a testament to Crawford's greatness. So he's another underrated fighter as a boxer as well. Just trying to think of a couple more. In the UFC as well, be another underrated fighter. Let's see here. Maybe someone like Justin Gaethje's underrated. He's right at that championship level. Stipe, I think sometimes people underrate how great he is. He's the greatest heavyweight of all time. So yeah, that's probably the list I'd have. Could Chichibu still be alive? Oh yeah, definitely not. If you want to talk Naruto, do you think Prime Hiruzen praise is due to war propaganda? I saw it as a theory and it seems reasonable. It's actually a reasonable theory. It would explain why he's, you know, losing to Orochimaru when in his prime he was above Hashirama. Apparently, it makes sense. That could be why. It's a rational reason as to why that is, or it could just be a retcon on Kishimoto's part. But both theories make sense. So, like Kakashi could be Hiruzen, at least in my opinion, but Kakashi wasn't the Hokage. Early Kakashi, I don't know about that, but War Kakashi, you have an argument for sure. Well, I haven't watched MMA since Anderson Silva was a champion. Can't remember weight class, but he performed well. Anderson Silva is certainly not underrated, though. His PED history kind of slightly tainted his name. People still consider him one of the GOATs. Some people consider him the greatest middleweight of all time. I think Adesanya is either right on his heels or has surpassed him at this point. I know he lost to Strickland. He lost to Strickland very dominantly, but if you remember correctly, Silva got knocked out in his last 7 fights or 6 fights really badly. So Adesanya is arguably above him, but he's still one of the greatest of all time to me. Silva is. So how can power scaling not be so toxic, at least from the outside looking in? It's a good question. I think I had that question already pre-answered. So this is what I would say about that. What is considered a good possible answer or solution to the question, first of all, would depend on multiple factors. So, such as your own temperament, who you are specifically discussing this with, etc. So an example would be if clearly you're more thick-skinned and you're conversing with close friends, you guys can include banter without the risk of offending someone, right? You guys know each other. You guys both know each other's temperaments, what flies, what doesn't. You guys can have more fun with it, maybe even banter with each other, take personal shots in good faith, and that wouldn't be considered toxic. It'd be more so just fun, right, for the sake of the fun. Now, if you're less thick-skinned and more thin-skinned, which isn't a bad thing, your temperament is not as high, and you're talking to someone you don't know, then clearly banter wouldn't be the best approach in discussing something like power scaling. You'd have to keep it more formal and professional as far as your approach in that discussion situation. So it definitely depends on the specific situation as far as what is the best way to keep it fun and not toxic. I think you really got to determine the factors in the specific situation, be honest with yourself. Yeah, so it really depends. If you're with close friends and you guys are just shooting the shit, doesn't matter. If you were going against someone you respect and you guys are not very close, I would keep it formal, professional. So being anti-power scaling is more cringe than uber try-hard power scaling debate. Oh yeah, dude, I know anti-power scalers for sure. Where do you think Boruto scales in Dragon Ball? Do you think he's besting Cell? Now, yes, I do think he's beyond Solar System. He's beyond Code, who's beyond Naruto and Sasuke. He's beyond Kage as well. Kage is bare minimum probably large star level. I think she's Solar System plus, and that would make Ishiki probably perhaps even Galaxy level. Cell states he could destroy a solar system. That seems to be his cap as far as what he's capable of. Obviously, I'm not including Cell Max. That's a whole different situation. But Cell from Dragon Ball Z, I see Boruto defeating him. He'd probably scale off in the Buu arc. He'd probably like Galaxy level plus. Someone like Buu or Vegito would give him struggles. After that, he'd lose to basically any top tier character like Golden Frieza and Goku Blue, Vegito Blue, Kaioken times 20, Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Guys like that would beat him more than likely. That's where he would start to struggle, I'd say. He would get past the Cell arc, though, more than likely. To be honest, everything on the internet is toxic. Just treat others with politeness and grace and expect the same in return. Yeah, and that's a good observation. Here's why, really, right? Because on the internet, there is no accountability that really has to be accepted, especially when you're an anonymous, like egg profile account on Twitter or something. You don't have any accountability that needs to be accepted when you're talking shit to someone or being disrespectful. The incentivization to be polite isn't there. In fact, on the contrary, there's actually incentives to be disrespectful, right? You create shock value, you gain a following, you get that dopamine hit from the attention that you receive from the disrespect that you promote and advocate for. Dylan Dennis is a great example. Talking shit to Logan Paul's fiance was extremely incentivized. The guy gained probably over 1 million followers on social media just from talking shit. That's the greatest incentive of all: attention, money, clout. So in fact, politeness and respect is arguably decentivized these days, especially in the entertainment industry, the combat sports industry, to sell tickets and pay-per-views. it's almost decentralized to a point, to a very very high degree of anything. So yeah, the social media and the internet sort of promotes and encourages disrespect with the, I guess, rewards you could say that come with it, like clout, money, attention. So to be honest, I think Edo Jinchuriki would beat the past the pain. All the Jinchuriki scaled to KCM1 Naruto. I don't know if they scale to him, and he is fatigued. Imagine 5 stronger 6 tails Naruto's working in conjunction versus the past. I don't know if they scaled him. I would say that. They're relative enough to fatigue KCM, probably.
Yeah, no, yeah. KCM1 Naruto's fatigued, and then it's just like overwhelmed with the evolve and attacking at once, and it's also Obito there with pressure.
Yeah.
Like they have to be very calculated, and mind you, Naruto's not even at full power. Like he's getting gassed out the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's just like in its full power pain, he definitely would be within the ballpark to either be either above KCM1 or at least there's like relativity, and then basically he'd be fine. So
yeah, exactly.
Especially if it's like a fatigue KCM, he's flying through flying colors, you know?
Yeah. Let's see. See what you guys say in the chat. Feel free to keep asking questions, folks. Someone asked, what is the difference between immeasurable speed and inaccessible speed? So immeasurable speed and inaccessible speed. Now that is a tough sort of distinction to try and create.
In simple terms, they're both stupid.
Yeah, clearly they're infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
Now, immeasurable speed is incalculable, obviously. That's why it says immeasurable. It's in the very phrase. Inaccessible speed, it must be beyond time itself. You could argue both are, because you can't. Either, actually, immeasurable speed could be theoretically calculable, but is probably so beyond human comprehension as far as, you know, the product of the speed that is simply immeasurable. Inaccessible seems like it's beyond time altogether. Like it defies time and the way speed works in its entirety. Immeasurable speed doesn't technically defy the formula of speed. Inaccessible speed does. It's like
exactly.
Yeah. So that's like, probably the best distinction I could think of.
It's like inaccessible speed's like the ability to like basically move distances, whether finite or infinite, in 0 time without like the aid of teleportation, basically.
Yeah, they're both ridiculous and probably infinity plus levels of speed, but yeah, it seems inaccessible speed, it sort of negates the necessity for time in its entirety. Yeah. That's
it's like usually achieved by moving in places outside of time or places where time doesn't even flow, kind of like Hit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Etc. Or like Flash when he's over here outrunning teleportation itself, etc. Like things like that. It's pretty cracked.
Yeah, exactly. They're both
put it that way, but
they're both preposterously fast levels of speed that are really hard to achieve and even like explain, to be honest. Oh, $2 for Kedrick. Appreciate that again, brother. Appreciate the donations. Put that on the screen real quick. On to that. Oh, this is a philosophy question. Let me put that on real quick. Give me a second here, folks. Let's fill this screen up with some donos today. So far, so good. I appreciate you folks for that. Let's see. Give me a second, folks. Good screenshots. I'm getting quicker at this. I know where it is now. It's buried deep within this file pathway, if you will. Here it is.
That experience, though.
Here we go. So he said, Ken, appreciate the $2, brother Kedrick. He said, let me put it on the screen first. Can you explain a red herring? Yes. So essentially, a red herring is a fallacious tactic used in argumentation where you attempt to change the subject of the, I guess, of the argument at hand. Now, this is what I say about red herrings. Yeah, there's a very distinct way to kind of point out a good red herring where you're actually like a sophist level fallacious arguer, and a bad red herring where it's blatant that you're trying to change the subject. So a good example of a red herring, I always say, or a bad example I should say, where it's very blatant is you're talking about apples, right? And then the individual you're discussing with or arguing with brings up oranges. It's a completely different subject. It's blatantly nowhere near related to the discussion at hand, and it's very easy to point out. But where it gets more complicated and clever and harder to point out, for example, is when For example, a kid is asking his parent, "Can I use the car?" And that's the argument. They're arguing whether or not that the child should use his parent's car. They say no, and the child says, "Well, don't you want coffee? I'll bring some if you let me use the car." So it's a good red herring because the argument at hand is whether the car should be used, right? But the child brings up an incentive to try and win the argument that has nothing to do with the car being utilized in the first place. He says, "I'll
Yeah.
don't you want your coffee brought to you, or don't you want to chill out? And I'll bring you your coffee." It's a red herring in an attempt to appeal emotionally to his parent.
Yeah.
That is
Which
a
at
red
the end of
herring.
the day, the correct answer would be no, because he's either not old enough or X, Y,
Yeah.
Z, whatever, etc.
So red herrings definitely vary in, I would say, effectiveness. It definitely depends on the person utilizing the red herring. They're actually a pretty commonly used tactic in debates. And
Yeah.
with good debaters, it's hard to pinpoint what they are. You might not even notice because the red herring being implemented is very similar to the topic, or might even on the surface seem to correlate to the topic, but it's still a red herring. It's one of the most clever, fallacious tactics I've seen, for sure. The
Yeah.
most
Especially if we're
clever,
talking about Tobirama or Kakasu.
yeah, the most clever is probably appeal to emotion because we see that every day, everywhere, social media, business, movies, everywhere. But red herring is like up there. So.
Chile woman.
Yeah. The only thing I hate about power scaling is beat writers of certain characters and people who scale characters they don't know like it's a fact. Oh, it's very common, man. That's appeal to emotion. They're appealing to their own emotions, and because of
Yeah.
that, they're creating not the best claims about their character. See it all the time. Anime, or
Being egotistical.
yeah,
That's
essentially
the
what
issue.
happens is, characters are so well written and they appeal to certain people to the point where they get emotionally attached to these characters, and they give them intuitively dishonest benefit of the doubts when it comes to their power scaling, to how powerful they are, the type of character they are, and all that stems again from an appeal to emotion. That means the
Yeah.
manga's
And then,
doing its job. If you're becoming attached to characters, that's better for the writers and the the production companies. They're
yeah.
making more money because you're reading their manga, you're buying their product, you're watching their anime. It's better for them, but you end up clouding your own judgment. So yeah, I definitely see that all the time, all the time.
Yeah, not only that, like the main reason people do it too is like either to please their audiences or to get attention,
Yeah,
clout, etc. You name it. So
yeah. Like Gege with Gojo, like him being kind of vague about whether he's coming back or not. That's to appeal to us because he knows we all love Gojo like as a character.
yeah,
It's smart. It's very very smart. So. You guys gonna watch Dragon Ball Daima when it comes out? I'm not. I probably will. I'll give it a chance. I'm not too excited about it. I'll give it a chance. If I'm not impressed, I probably won't watch it unless there's like insane
damn.
scaling or some shit and it's canonical, maybe. But as far as like the narrative, I don't really care for it so far. I'll check it out and give it a
What's the
chance. But
narrative?
it's like they're kind of like appeasing to Dragon Ball when like Goku's a kid and stuff. It's like a spin off. It seems like of Dragon Ball where they're like kids and shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it
Yeah,
seems
no, I
like
probably
a
won't be interested in that to be honest.
yeah, probably not. It seems like a fan service spin-off of Dragon Ball. I wanted to see
Like
Super,
unless
but
it's like something like really cool that happens or something, or like what if something pretty dope? But
yeah,
I highly doubt that, bro. Like around that time,
I
you know?
doubt it. Yeah, it doesn't seem too like engaging. I wanted to see a continuation of Super, but it seems like we're gonna wait for a long time for that, unfortunately.
Bro, what's
Uh,
going on with that? Why is
I
Super
know
so
it's been
behind?
so long. It's been like quite a while since they've
It's been
dropped.
the tournament of power, bro. That's
Yeah,
it.
literally. It's like, come on, man, we're been waiting for it. This is like Bleach level almost of duration, wait time. We'll see. Hopefully, it's not that long, fucking decade, but we'll see. Hope not, man. Fuck. About damn time we
It's
get
even
something.
bad with Boruto because Boruto's not airing anime until 2024.
I know. Fuck, man. Definitely taking their time. As long as they do it right, I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, it sucks having to wait, though. What is your opinion on psychedelics such as ayahuasca, mushrooms, EMT, and psilocybin? I would say kind of like the marijuana thing. If you're a grown man, you have your shit together, you deem yourself as mentally competent with the relevant amount of mental fortitude to like go on those kind of trips, then I'd say it's fine. I would never say it's okay for children to take that because they're still developing. As far as their mental development, their physical development, it may cause some issues. But I would say if you're a grown man or grown adult and you're doing your thing, I don't see a problem with it. I really don't. Now those probably have more risk health wise, so I would say be more cautious with those as opposed to marijuana, because of the effects that it has on your literally your brain, your body. But I don't see a problem with it as long as you do it within reason. So as long as you're a grown man, you know what you're doing, grown adult, it doesn't matter. You should be able to do what you want to do. So you're not hurting anybody. You know. I personally have no interest in Daima. I like Dragon Ball Z and Super, but how long can a character be a good one? I think sidelining Naruto is a good way to convince Naruto only fans that this story can work. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, Goku's been the protagonist for 30 years, so I get what you're saying. Psychedelics.
Jay, do you think we're ever gonna see Jiren versus Broly in the
Oh,
future?
dude, I really hope that happens. That would be fucking amazing. We have to see that. Kishimoto has to know.
Imagine.
Yeah, then that
Or
would be a fucking
imagine there's some
fight.
crazy or absurd statements where they're even beyond like Gohan Beast and Black
Holy
Frieza.
shit. Yeah, Broly's training. I know that. Who knows how strong he's become with Whis and
Yeah.
stuff, but I hope that
Like Jiren gets his redemption where he's top
yeah,
dog again.
maybe he gets like a broken
But
ass
only
form.
Broly can compete.
Yeah, that'd be cool if they gave Jiren like a broken ass form from training. Like he's
Yeah.
like fucking Broly level. That'd be amazing. He seems to be a rival to Goku now. Obviously, Goku beating him, but it would be cool to see that fight. Just to answer the question of who would win. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a fight. One of my top fights that I'd like to see. Number one's probably Gohan Beast and Black Frieza, but that's up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way up there.
Yeah.
So.
Black Frieza, Gohan Beast, Broly, Jiren.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think it's impossible to determine if someone can do it without them doing it once. Psychedelics, yeah, it's definitely circumstantial. What's the best power system in Shonen? That's a good question. The best power system I've come into contact with or observed. That's a good question. Honestly, JJK is way up there. It's way up there. It's really, really good. It's very concise, very creative. Probably still Naruto, I'd say. It's probably number one. JJK honestly might be second. It's really, really good. Um,
JJK is really good, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're very concise. They have the rankings, like the grades of sorcerers and cursed spirits, and they make it very concise on who's the strongest with guys like Sukuna and Gojo and Kenjaku and Yuta.
Yeah.
Um,
Where it gets a little bit interesting is when it comes to like the special grade scaling area,
yeah,
because that's a vague.
yeah, because it's
Where
like
like a lot of people get into like special grade, but then again they have like their power levels vary, and
yeah,
we have like nothing to distinct that. So that's where it gets a little tricky for anyone that's getting to special grade territory, whether they're
yeah.
low, mid,
It's
or
almost
high
like I think it
tier.
was implied that like someone like Sukuna needed like his own grade all like in its entirety because he's so much higher than everybody else. Like he's special grade, but he's so
Yeah,
beyond the typical special grade that he deserves like a god grade or something. Like Gojo too,
yeah. Like
probably.
Gojo and Sukuna will be like the high tier grades.
Yeah, they're
If
like
we're just like
the epitome of a
yeah.
sorcerer. Both of them basically.
Exactly. Like,
So
while the low and mid, like that's where it gets really interesting for where people are like around that.
yeah,
That's where most of them are getting to, but they're nowhere near to being like a high
yeah,
tier,
those guys are
special grade.
like gods within the special
Yeah.
grade ranking itself. Like they're way
Yeah.
beyond everybody. Yeah, that might change maybe if Yuji gets what we want him to get, or Yuta does something
Yeah,
crazy.
Yuji might get into like the high tier, yeah.
Yeah, Yuta. A lot of guys have been like calling him a fraud for some reason. I don't think Yuta's a fraud. I still think he's probably top five. He's very powerful as well. But
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. If you could change one aspect of Naruto scaling for characters or in general, what would it be? Who would you make stronger or weaker? That's a good question.
I mean, probably some side characters in a way, like
Neji,
Neji and Rock Lee.
Rock
Like, what the
Lee.
fuck happened to them, bro?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty fodder. I'd make it more relevant in the story, at least power scaling wise. Um,
Like, and Kishimoto had a moment. He had a chance. He was like hinting he was gonna do it. He was about to give us a Rock Lee versus Sasuke again, all over in the fucking Five Kage Summit
yeah,
arc. But Sakura drugged all of them.
yeah, that would have been awesome if we saw that. But her bitch ass ruined everything.
Like, let's be real. Lee would have probably lost, but
I
either
probably
way would have been cool.
yeah.
Like, maybe would have got some like upscaling for Lee or something. If he's actually being competitive somehow. Who
Yeah,
knows?
I would try to erase inconsistencies. Like, I'd have Sasori kill Chio and Sakura run away or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
not him fucking losing to bitch ass Sakura. Like, that's
Yeah, I
pathetic.
thought that was stupid. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
he
think
should
because like I get it because it's like the family thing, mental nerf, and
especially
he just kind of like didn't want to kill his grandma. But
especially with his scaling. Like, how the fuck is he losing to these people? But like, yeah, him. I would not have him lose to that fodder ass chick. I would weaken Sakura. I would never have her fucking punch Kage. That's fucking like
yeah, to be
ridiculous.
fair, it did work in a way because Chio is that guy.
Yeah, Chio
You know?
makes sense, but fucking Sakura being relevant at all is just
Uh,
ridiculous to me. Besides that, who else? I don't really have a problem with most of it. To clear up some inconsistencies, like what else is out there? Like Kisame scaling in part one, I'd clear that up. Like, would he really lose to Jiraiya? You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that, just to clear up inconsistencies. And because I don't like Sakura, make her weaker as well. I just don't like her, to be honest.
Even I feel like they could have even done a better job with Kabuto. Like
Yeah,
the amount of
Kabuto's kind of
times they
vague
teased
too.
him going against Kakashi, and then like
Yeah,
it just never happens, or the references, and then like even though it technically implies in a way that Kakashi is still the superior, because even Kabuto like concedes like a fight when he could have had one.
yeah,
He's like, why would I fight you when you'll just copy everything I do? But for the most part, like even like stuff with Kage, I thought that was a little weird, Kabuto. And then when he's in Shippuden, he just becomes fodder. Like Kakashi grows and he gets stronger and stronger, but Kabuto's over here getting bitched by a fucking one-tail Naruto or something like that,
yeah.
while Kakashi's over here like easily suppressing him with a seal tag and shit. And you name
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Like,
$3 for
like I think the
Dimitri.
Kabuto stuff was a little weird, but
Yeah, that one's a little vague. Like, I would more.
they made up for it in Sage mode though. But
Yeah, appreciate the $3, Dimitri. Appreciate that, brother. Um, let's see. Dimitri said, "How do you feel about certain people claiming full power Naruto six pass and Kurama is multiversal? I think Planetary's given maybe even star level, but universe more. I don't know. Yeah, the universe plus argument is certainly a very weak one I've seen. They try to use Kaguya's ability at the end of the war as like a catapult to their premise, but you can
it's
only
like grasping for
yeah,
straws, dude.
you can only definitively claim that if you're trying to lowball her, she's like large star level. High ball, I would say solar system. To try and claim that she's universal, it would be very hard to prove. You have to prove that the dimensions
Yeah.
equal in size to the regular universe of Naruto. I'm pretty
The
sure
whole
it's stated the
parallel
pocket
shit, yeah.
dimension. People use the argument parallel, and they try to argue like the semantical meaning.
And people don't understand that parallels, all because it's parallel doesn't mean it's the same exact length and size.
Yeah,
Like there's
like-
different parallels.
Parallel, if we're using the mathematical definition, it only has to do with length. Dimensions are multi-dimensional, so maybe it has the same length,
Yeah.
but maybe not the same width or height or depth as the main universe. And that seems to be implied as well. They seem more so like pocket dimensions narratively. I think that's stated as well. So at best, she's solar system. So Naruto
Yeah.
at best, if I had to like max him out in Baryon mode, maybe Galaxy. Maybe he's not universal though. Not definitely not multiversal either.
Like and at the end of the day, like we wouldn't know definitively too. Like Kishimoto will eventually fully emphasize certain levels of power. We start seeing it when Naruto the Last, you know what I mean, etc. Like fucking all that shit with like all the blatant feats of Moon or Planetary. So like he eventually does start like hinting it, like
Yeah.
so we would know for sure if they're like actually like it would be there. And the fact
Yeah.
that it's in the air and we just don't know, I think that's more than enough to say they're definitely not universal or multiversal.
When you look at the data,
So-
like the data itself, it seems to be more indicative that Naruto at his best is not even close to Naruto universal.
And it
So,
would also make sense for Kishimoto to provide statements like they do for Bleach and Dragon Ball and you name it, where it's just blatantly saying what they're doing,
yeah, exactly. So more than likely, no, definitely not universal.
And
Galaxy at
any
best.
universal statements in the data books, they're all hyperbolic.
Yeah.
Every
Like
single
Tamari
fucking one.
blowing away the universe and shit. That's clearly hyperbolic.
Or the Mingekyo can see all things in the universe. And
Yeah,
like, come
it's
on.
literally contradicted by like fucking Sasuke getting his ass beat.
The narrative and the
Yeah.
story and yeah.
It's literally contradicted. So, yeah. Have you watched Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul? I've seen both. Very good. Breaking Bad, honestly, I might say it's the greatest TV show I've ever seen. Deadass. It's that
I've
good.
never seen it actually. By the
Yeah.
way, Jay, I was planning on watching
Really
it with
fucking
my
good.
girl.
Yeah, it was really. Yeah, you're gonna get hooked right away. Like episode one's a little slow, but as soon as that episode's done,
Yeah.
you get fucking hooked. And I finished that shit in a few
Damn.
days. It was fucking good.
Damn.
Yeah, Walter White's he's a fucking G. Better Call Saul was very good too. Very, very good. Not as good as Breaking Bad, but it was very good. Saul 9 out of 10. I enjoyed Saul, or Jimmy was his original name, his upbringing and how he became a lawyer and how he was like a very disrespected entity in the space of law at first, and his brother kind of like would always shun him and talk shit about him. It was very good. Both were very good. Breaking Bad is all time though. It's an all time great show, I have to say. I think most people agree with that have seen it. Let's see. Well, to be fair, even as an old lady, Chio has no anti-feat. Yeah, Chio's fine. Sakura just pissed me off, man. I don't like her. Kabuto got taken out by a scream. Naruto didn't even touch him. Facts, dude. Facts. He didn't look good there.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Kabuto just got.
Yeah.
He just looks so bad.
Yeah, really, really bad. It's just, come on, man. If people are
Even
gonna,
Yamato was like defeating him effortlessly.
yeah, exactly. If people are gonna say that Naruto's multiversal, then I need an actual concrete feat in the primary canon. Yeah, exactly. Or at least a heavy implication that he's
Like it's not like
multiversal.
that's the problem. It's not even a high possibility. It's like an
Nah, not at all.
extreme low
Very
possibility, bro.
unlikely. Yeah, it's very, very unlikely that's not the case, to be honest.
Like it's one thing if it was like equal and high possibility, or the highest. Like if we had to actually pick here, but it's nothing like that, bro. There's no
Yeah,
equal possibility scenario or even like higher evidence to dictate it's more than likely this. Like
exactly.
it's just not there. It's very, very low.
Yeah. In Bleach, Squad Zero shook the universe on screen. Literally, dude, they have a blatant feat on that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Skylar Water
Dragon
Sakura.
Ball
Oh,
Super.
bro. I'm not gonna lie. I started to really dislike Skylar in Breaking Bad. She was becoming just a bitch. I get it. He's a fucking, not to spoil it, he's a fucking drug dealer, kingpin. I get it, but like, god damn, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, she fucked her boss just to rub it in his face. Just trying to break him. Like, I don't like Skylar either. I probably like her more than Sakura though. Sakura, I just fucking, she's a fucking annoying ass fucking. God damn. At least Skylar was like down enough to help with the money laundering and shit. So she's a little bit more loyal.
Oh, so she was about it.
She was about it, yeah. Once it got like extreme, like he's fucking killing people and shit, that's when Skylar was like, "You're crazy." But Sakura was just a fucking simp. Like even after
Yeah, she
Sasuke,
didn't care. Like
even after
Sasuke's over here, like
yeah,
being
even
a
after
terrorist, killing
Sakura,
people.
even after Sasuke tried to kill Sakura, she's still like drooling over him, simping and shit. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Sakura's the worst.
he tried to kill her, bro, and she still wanted to slurp him up, bro.
Yeah, she's a fucking thought. Skylar is at least a little bit more down about it, and she'll say no if she has to. She has a little bit more backbone. So, for the meme, if you have to make any character out of Versal, which would it be, and what would your argument be? Kakashi, because it's stated in the data book he's omnipresent or omnipotent. So
Yes,
yeah,
the only one.
only one ramen guy. So yeah,
not
those guys,
even a Shiki or no
not
one.
even a Shiki would beat those guys. Ramen guy with solo, and so would Kakashi with omnipresence. So.
Like the ramen guy, he's like beyond. You know what I mean? Like he's like omniversal and shit.
Yeah, literally.
Well, Kakashi's just omnipotent, but
Yeah. Just think of all the monsters he's fed. Naruto, Sasuke. He fucking survived, bankruptcy, obliteration of the village via pain. Like he's a monster, man. He's omnipresent. His shop is always standing.
Oh,
So.
that was another thing they could have changed and probably done better is Hinata. I didn't really was a fan of what they were doing with her for the most part either.
Yeah.
Like, some weird ass stupid shit.
Yeah, they could have done better for sure. Make her a little bit
Like her two best moments was the Neji fight and then at least being the only one to throw hands of pain. But other than that, like for the most part, I just didn't really like what they did with her either. She was like a weirdo, obsessing over Naruto.
Yeah, they could have done better for sure. Like the simp shit, I get it. Like she loves him, but come on, at least give her some relevancy besides that.
That's what I'm saying. Like give something, and then even Kurenai, I would have changed that too.
Yeah,
like, why
she
the
went
fuck
out
did
sad.
she become a stay-at-home retired mom after the Itachi fight?
Itachi fucking bitched her, and she became a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, that's pretty bad, dude. pretty bad. She went from like this hyped shinobi to fucking stay-at-home mom like the next day. So
this shit was funny, bro.
She beat her into retirement. He beat her into retirement, basically. So it's pretty bad. If I could change a few things.
Said, fuck all this Genjutsu shit, bro.
Yeah, literally. More Konoha 12, 11, Jutsu, things like Neji using wind style in his body to enhance his gentle fist, Shino getting poisonous bugs. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if we did see that. Have you guys talked about
They
Sniper
did a good job with Shino.
Oh shit,
Shino
I forgot
cool.
about this. The Sniper Wolf drama. Yeah, I forgot that happened.
Yeah.
So this is what I'll say about that. She's fucking crazy. I'm not gonna cap. She's bad as fuck, but she's crazy as shit. Like her, like I think she has mental issues. I also think that all her gameplays are fake. Obviously, it's not provable, but I did hear her ex-husband or whatever suing her for content that he never got paid for, implying he did all the work. I don't know how he bagged that, but shout out to him for bagging that. She's crazy, but I mean, physically, she's bad as shit. Not gonna cap. But as far as what she did,
it's always the rich ones too.
Yeah, she doxed a guy that was constructively criticizing her mid-ass reactions. She shows up to his house, posts his address, and to her 5 point whatever million Instagram followers, and says, "Come out and let's talk." I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You know what kind of sickos probably follow your ass? All the fucking losers that are fucking like in their basements, fucking getting off to you. Are you fucking crazy?
Not only that, bro. You're talking about serial killers, pedos. You're also talking about people that SWAT.
Who knows?
Like imagine they're gonna get swatted. Like all kind. They're gonna have to move. Like they
dude,
have
a girl
to
like
move
that
now.
has. I guarantee she has fanatic fans that will probably do crazy shit for her out there. And she's fucking exposing like one of her biggest critics' address. Like,
imagine
What if one
Bro,
of these
imagine the
guys?
download. She's over here DMing them.
What if one of these guys like shows up to his fucking house? Is like, oh, you fucked with my chick, and fucking try to like murder him or some shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Literally.
She should get banned. I know she
Uh,
got temporarily demonetized. That's bannable. That's like criminal behavior.
No, but the sad part about it, Jay, YouTube responded actually, and a lot of
I saw that.
big
Yeah,
you. Yeah, a lot of big YouTubers are pissed off about it. Like even
bruh.
Jacksepticeye, who has like 20 plus million
Yeah, it's bullshit.
million subs, like they're all like pissed because they punished both of them.
I
Like
saw.
not
Yeah,
her,
it's like
they
we
punished him too.
YouTube said like we are disappointed on both sides' behavior. Like, what do you mean both sides? All he does is constructively
Literally, what
criticize
did
her
he
shit.
do?
What the fuck did he do? I
He
don't
just did
understand that.
reactions, bro.
Yeah, that's the fucking shit she does. It's the same shit. So I don't understand what the fuck, like, what the problem is. I think that there's clearly favoritism. Like, they've banned other people for much less. That's things that are not criminal, by the way. They've banned people for.
Literally.
But just because she's bad and she makes a lot of money, they're keeping her there. Like, come on,
Do
bro.
you think it's because she's a woman, or do you think it's
Yeah,
because of just like popularity?
I think popularity, the fact she's a woman, the fact
Okay.
that
Because if you think it was a guy, they would have got rid of him.
yeah, if this was like fucking
Okay.
Jacksepticeye or fucking someone like the
Yeah.
Nelk Boys or some shit, they would have immediately fucking banned them. Immediately. They wouldn't
Okay.
even think twice. But SS Sniper Wolf is like a bad bitch, a lot of money, brings a lot of traffic into the the YouTube platform.
Yeah.
So they pick favorites like, oh, we're gonna temporarily demonetize. I'm like, that's it? Like she committed a fucking crime. Like what the fuck are you talking about? We're so
Like
sorry.
the law would do more. The law
Yeah, bro.
would do
The
more.
law would
lawsuit
put her ass in
itself would do
prison.
fucking more.
Like what the fuck, bro? Yeah, that's blatant favoritism. That's bullshit.
Like
If,
to be fair, I don't know the laws, and it could be different but upon the states too. But like, so
yeah,
I don't really know if what she did was illegal or
I think
not.
she's
But
in
to me,
Arizona, but yeah,
but I'm pretty sure it is illegal. But I could be wrong.
I'm
So,
pretty sure that should be state like nationwide illegal, like exposing someone's fucking address to the public. That's pretty
because
fucked
their
up.
life can be in
Yeah,
danger. It's like it should be like an attempt of like murder in a way.
yeah,
If you
it's
think
like
about it, but
it would definitely like if someone actually showed up to his house and harmed him, she'd be held accountable for sure.
oh yeah, yeah, you
Like
could definitely
legally,
have a case
like,
there for
beyond
sure.
YouTube, she'd be held accountable. That's bullshit. That she got temporarily demonetized. You think she cares about that? She makes so much fucking money every fucking month. She makes like probably like six figures a month is like a slow fucking month for her. That's how much money she makes. So we're gonna temporarily demonetize. Like, do you think she cares? Come on, bro. You didn't do shit. $5 for Dimitri, I appreciate it. Shino versus Kimimaru. Also, what about Shikamaru's team? No Asuma versus Kimimaru. Shino versus Kimimaru. Kimimaru seems a step ahead of all the getting at the time. So if we're talking about part one, Shino, he'd probably fall to him as well. Um, he'd be faster, more capable. Literally, was going to be the vessel for Orochimaru if not for his illness. Shino is not even the most capable getting, I'd say. It'd probably be Naruto or Neji, or Naruto with the Nine-Tail Amp. So Shino would probably fall and get blitzed. As far as Shikamaru's team versus Kimimaru, no Asuma, they'd probably still lose. Yeah, there's no one on Gaara's level there, I would say. The Gaara's above all that team and probably would beat them all. So Kimimaru definitely would. Definitely if he goes into CS2, he'd blitz and probably one-shot all of them. Let's see. Skylar White is nothing but plot device. I personally prefer Sakura. Yeah, Skylar White is annoying, bro. I'll definitely give you that. Should Vicious Wiki be removed entirely? What do we do with a site like that actively ignore feats and seemingly run by only 7 people? I wouldn't say remove it. I don't agree with censorship. Just don't take it as credible. A lot of the things that they post certainly isn't the most credible information. So I wouldn't deem it as the most credible source or resource to use in power scaling anymore, especially currently. So rank the top 10 strongest Naruto characters, excluding any Leaf Ninja, Boruto era characters, or Otsutsuki. Okay, so pre-Boruto era. Let's see. And without the Leaf Shinobi, a lot of them disappear. So top of the verse would be people besides Leaf characters. I guess number 1 would be Hagoromo. Number 2 would probably be Ashura. Indra would be number 3. Let's see. After that, probably someone on the caliber of that's not in the Leaf. Let's see. Maybe someone like Pain might be right after. I'm trying to think of someone that could defeat him. I don't think any Kage could defeat him. Hokage, there's several Hokages that would probably beat him, like Hashirama and Minato, but Probably is Kage's. I don't see any beating him. Pain at full power. Kisame. This is not in order. This is guys I can think of. Kisame. Sasori would be up there. Very powerful. Hanzo. Sakumo. Or Sakumo is a leaf. Shinobi, actually. Never mind. Hanzo. What else would be up there? I guess most of the Akatsuki would be in that list. The third Kage would be a problem. He had a tough battle with Sasori. One of the strongest Sand Shinobi of all time. Maybe the fourth Kage would be in that list somewhere as well. As far as the other villages, Onuki might make that list. Yeah, he probably would. I'd have him above Deidara. He seems to be at least at his best above Deidara implied. How many is that? It's like 7 or 8. A couple more. I'm not keeping count, but the third Kage, I guess you could say, as well. And then maybe Prime Chio. Guys like that would be up there. This is just off the top of my head. What do you think of Batman Arkham Knight? What do you think of the ending and how it wrapped up the Arkham series? It's definitely not the best of the Arkham series. By far, it's probably Arkham City if I had to pick. Arkham Knight was still good, though. It wasn't bad by any means. I think they overdid it with the vehicle gameplay. They should have toned that down a little bit. It got kind of annoying having to fight off so many fucking like military vehicles all the time. As far as the ending, it was a good ending, I suppose, with Jason Todd and defeating Scarecrow. It wasn't a bad ending. By far the best ending, again, Arkham City. It was immaculate with the Joker. It was decent, I'd say. And it was good enough, I guess, to end the series. Not bad. But it could have been better. That's all I'd say. It's not bad, though. It's not bad. After that fiasco, I'm surprised Jack Films hasn't sued either Sniper Wolf or YouTube. He probably would have a case, especially against Sniper Wolf. He'd have a legitimate case. Although YouTubers seeing each other could fuck over that platform in many creators, so I don't know. Yeah, that's true. $2 from Kedrick again. Appreciate that, brother. Getting closer.
Yeah, like what I will say, 'cause I had a dip for a moment. Like the whole situation, no matter what, it's just stupid. Like it's just a dude that was just kind of criticizing her stuff because apparently there was a whole, I don't know the transparency of it, but it was a whole thing where she's like stealing content in a way.
Oh yeah.
Because like she's not actually like reacting or transforming it in a reaction type of way, like what you do or me, etc.
Yeah.
And that also she apparently wasn't also giving credit to the people. Like she wasn't linking their YouTube or telling them about them or any of that. She was just straight up just getting the bag basically.
Yeah.
And so that was the main initial problem. So when the guy caught upon that, he kind of reacted and criticized her in a way. And it wasn't like anything like really super disrespectful or anything. It was just him kind of, just being a content creator, entertaining,
Yeah.
And she like got butthurt for whatever reason and then just took it way to an extreme. And then next thing they both get punished. Like, it's like, I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. She's by far the greater of two evils. Jack didn't do shit. He's just doing his job. I don't understand that shit at all.
Literally.
Yeah. So, Kedrick, thanks for the $2, by the way. You said, what is the threshold of Kage level? It'd be May. She's like the weakest Kage I can think of. May's probably like the threshold.
She's fucking dog shit, bro.
Yeah, if you're stronger than her, then you're technically Kage level. So.
Yeah.
That's probably the threshold.
I even think Kakashi would beat her.
Yeah.
On God.
Like Shippuden, Warwick, for sure. Yeah, he's beating her. Yeah. YouTube victim
blaming.
Even
Pain Arc.
Pain Arc is a good argument that even he would beat her ass, to be honest.
Yeah.
YouTube victim, YouTube victim blaming. Yeah, they kind of are, dude, which is fucking.
Because in the Pain Arc, Kakashi was going to be promoted to the next Kokage as well. Now, technically, it doesn't mean anything. Your title doesn't dictate your power, but you have Part 1 Tsunade for crying out loud. But either way, like, it just kind of gets to the point where, like, Kakashi was about it. And I think even someone like him would fuck up shit. Even Guy probably, if he goes to the 7th gate or 6.
Yeah, he would whip their ass. Like, he's definitely Kage plus, like, after the 6th gate, for sure.
Yeah.
YouTube victim blaming, hell yeah, they are, dude. Forced vacation. That's all they made her do, yeah, exactly. Basically a fucking forced vacation. She's still rich, that's for sure, and is going to continue to make more money after that temporary suspension, so...
Or if anything, she'll just get gassed up more from this bullshit, and and it's going to kind of be used in like a negative way where people are going to think, oh, okay, I can just do whatever the fuck I want, and now start doxing more, etc. You name it, and it's just going to be chaos.
That's bullshit. YouTube is certainly not consistent in their censorship or punishment. Like they would just ban. They've banned some people for
favorites.
They've banned some people for way less permanently. Bullshit, man.
Bro, there's been girls like posting nudity or freaking getting their blacks blown out, whatever,
Yeah,
and,
bro, like,
or all kinds of shit. Not even just women, but just other stupid crazy shit, and like nothing.
yeah. In theory, isn't the
But then,
Kaguya story basically a mirror of real life Kaguya, a girl found in a tree born from the moon? Yeah, I guess Kishimoto probably took inspiration from that. She's basically an alien. Boruto isn't great, but it's not bad to me. It's certainly getting better. Certainly getting better. It's a lot better today than it was like a couple of years ago. A lot
no,
better.
but you want to know what's funny about that though, Jay?
Yeah.
Like, there's this one dude. He's a black male. He's called like Knight something. I forgot his full name, but all he does is like reactions, or he'll go over against controversial things, whatever you name it, and he'll just keep it real. You know what I mean? Like, he'll keep it a buck.
Yeah.
And etc. He doesn't care. He's not going to sugarcoat shit or whatever. And his channel just got demonetized with no explanation,
bullshit,
no
bro.
reason why, no nothing. They just said it was from one of his reactions or whatever, and he's like, okay, can I know whatever? Like it was just they completely crazy. He literally did nothing.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you have this whole situation, and that's what happens.
That's
like,
bullshit. Yeah, that's pure bullshit. It's blatant favoritism. It's like a complete double standard, bro. It's fucking
so
bullshit.
even with me, bro, like I'm a nobody, and like they're over here like just literally fucking like not caring if anybody posts anime or reaction, whatever. But yet, if I post fucking anime,
Yeah, bro.
or any like whatever, I'm done.
That's
like
bullshit.
just copyright strike you.
So I guess some people could dox and we can't even post fucking anime. Like, oh, that's crazy, man. I didn't know that was.
We'll get banned. Yeah, we'll get
like,
banned.
I guess that bitch can commit a crime, but we can't show anime. Wow, that's crazy.
Yep.
That's
And mind
crazy.
you guys, I only got like you guys already know the vibes. I got like 500 something fucking subs. Like,
yeah, that's just
so
bullshit,
imagine like if I had any more, whatever. Like, what else am I gonna deal with? Am I not gonna be not a lot of fucking curse or some shit? Like,
yeah, like fuck, man. Also, do you think Asuma could beat Kimimaro? Sorry to spam. No, you're good, bro. You keep asking. Asuma beat Kimimaro? Probably sick Kimimaro. Yeah, the one we see, he probably would beat him. More than likely, yeah, probably would. He's still a mid-tier Jonin, and I think Kimimaro would struggle with that level of an individual. You'll agree with Swag calling Kiba being universal? Yeah, dude, Kiba is beyond. He's beyond the Naruto verse. He's the only guy that could get his ass sharded on and still claim to want to be Hokage. So yeah, he's universal. He got sharded on and he's still saying that he's gonna become Hokage. So he's universal. You know, there's a couple guys above him. Kakazu's omnipresent. Kakashi's omnipresent, and Ramen guy is, you know, beyond hyperversal as well. So.
Tamari's universal too.
And Tamari, yeah. I know who Batman is. Talking about Night Talks is his name. Yeah, dude, they're definitely picking favorites, bro. Yeah. Bullshit ass fucking shit that they do.
He was demonetized for no reason, bro. No nothing. Like, just they didn't give. They just said nope. You reacted or some. It was just some bullshit ass vague thing, and he was like, "What the fuck does that even mean?"
That's bullshit, bro. Honestly, how far do you scale Insomniac Spider-Man? Oh, shout out to that game, bro. I've played a little bit of it. It's fucking amazing.
Yo, I heard it's goated too.
Oh, bro.
It got 10 out of 10, like
So
the Batman
good.
Arkham games.
It might even be. Yeah. I don't know if it's better than Arkham City yet, but it's right there already. That's how damn good this game is.
Yeah, because Arkham City had platinum hits. It was 10 out of 10 as well.
That shit was amazing. Yeah, the game so far is fucking amazing. The swinging, like animations and functionality, is fucking amazing, man. The way they fucking.
I heard the fast travel is instantaneous as well, which is pretty cracked.
So good, dude. It's so good. The fucking boss fights are fucking lit as fuck. As far as where he scales,
I can't wait to play that shit, bro.
Yeah, the best feat I've seen Spider-Man do, not to spoil the game, but the best feat I remember him doing so far with the game, he's able to like
symbiote feat or normal.
Yeah, I haven't got to that part of the game yet. The best feat I've seen so far, he's dodging missiles. That's pretty fast for him. I see him like.
He was doing on the first one, though. To be fair,
yeah, he's able to like use light. Well, this is Miles Morales. He's able to use like lightning attacks. Tank them and utilize them. That's pretty powerful in the real world as well. He's probably like building level, probably around there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and with the amps like Miles Morales,
Spider-Man's actually really, really fucking strong, and he's always holding back too. So.
Yeah, and he's always holding
severely,
back
like Superman.
Yeah. Low balling, he's city level. Excuse me, building level. High balling, he's like maybe city block level if he's like mentally amped. Yeah. He probably is close to that with fucking the symbiote. I haven't seen that yet, but it looks fucking amazing from what I've seen. Would you ever do reactions live? Oh yeah, if you guys want to donate for a reaction, just let me know before. Ask, and I'll give you a price. They're fair, nothing crazy. But yeah, we'll do that.
Imagine
we'll do live debunks.
They're like, oh damn, Do Daigo noodles right now.
Oh my god. If you guys pay, I'll do it. I'm just not gonna talk shit. I have no problems with those guys, but I'll do it though. If you guys want me to do a Daigo video and debunk it, I'll do it. But I'm not gonna like shit talk them. I'm not doing that shit. Or noodles. Like we're cool, so I'd have to see them like attack me first. That's my rule. Like if someone attacks me, then it's free game. But if we're cool, I'm not gonna talk shit. So I'll
Oh, yo,
debunk.
Jay, imagine
Yeah.
you're minding your business and then out of nowhere, like Daigo Knight reacts to one of your videos. He's like, "This fucking retard." Like,
I'm fucking flaming him if that happens. There's no more cordiality
shit.
anymore. Like, well, if you want the gloves off, buddy, we could do that.
I'm just waiting one day for somebody just to want to smoke with Jay for no reason.
Yeah, I haven't had smoke with anyone in a long, long time. I mean, you guys that have been around know who I'm talking about, but we're cool now. So, Ramen guy,
Yeah, let's be
probably.
real. Let's be real, guys. You all guys know the vibes. Like, if somebody has a problem with Jay, that's how you know they're come on.
Yeah, like I don't pick.
Like, it's very hard to get under Jay's skin or be a target if we're being honest. So
I just enjoy it. Like if someone picks problems, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just milk it, bro. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. You know. But, yeah, most people, I'm cool with basically everyone. I don't really beef with anybody. I don't start
yeah,
anything.
you got to be really stupid in order to be on Jay's bad side.
Yeah, like you have to blatantly talk shit, like to me, and I'm taking the gloves off, you know. But I enjoy competition, but like if you get hostile, then obviously I'm not gonna just sit there, you know. So,
If
ramen
if
guy,
anything, confrontation and like conflict just makes you stronger,
yeah,
wiser, smarter,
like
know how to act under pressure, etc.
yeah. So
Business development too.
yeah, literally entertainment as well. I like entertaining you guys when there's like a
Exactly.
opportunity. I'm not gonna lie, so you guys can entertain.
Now, obviously, we're not gonna talk over here and pull a fucking sniper wolf, but
Yeah, fuck no. What the hell? I'm not doing none of that shit. Yeah, if that shit happens, or this is beyond YouTube, I'm gonna like meet up with you. Like you're doxing me, come pull up again, bitch. You know, we'll box right here. I don't give a fuck.
yo, I could just see a YouTuber, a Naruto like content creator, and he's so bad he comes to your
He's
place.
getting his ass
I
beat.
just see
I'm
Jay,
coming outside and beating his ass.
I just see Jay take his sandals off, and he's like,
Dude.
I'm sorry for putting on my shoes." That's so bullshit.
Yeah, I'd literally
Just
take
beats his
my.
ass.
I'd go outside and beat ass. I'm like, fuck Discord. We're fucking scrapping now, bitch. But yeah, fuck that.
Give him the fucking Jigen treatment, bro.
Yeah, no, that's beyond the fucking debating at that point. Ramen guy probability in reality, probably in reality is that unnamed shinobi in Minato's squad and gave Naruto free meals. Facts, bro. He's omnipresent. Hi Jay, joining late. Did you finish the questions for podcast you asked? I think I answered all of them. Yeah. Feel free to ask him again though, if you want me to answer again. Would love a Jay versus Noodles debate in the future. I mean, I know you guys told me about him tweeting about my video. We'll see how that goes. I'll probably stream and like counter what he says if he does it tonight. I don't know if he will. But yeah, it should be cool. I'm assuming he's gonna keep it cordial. We've been cordial. We've talked. We're cool. So yeah, this should be cool. Either way, just to counter his arguments, whatever they're gonna be. So it is Batman or Shinobi. It's just me and Batman today. Shinobi's busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, folks, any questions at all that you have, feel free.
Shout out to Shinobito too.
Yeah, shout out to Shinobi as well. But yeah, speaking of boxing, I'd be down like one day if we all grow. I'd be down to do like debate Discord boxing YouTube. Like we meet up in person and box. I'd be down for
Bro.
sure, bro. Like
I'd be down for it too.
yeah,
I'm be honest, I'm gonna be rusty as fuck. Getting out of shape, but hey.
yeah, I'd be down to like go beyond the debates. Like in good faith, I'd be like, hey, come, fly out. We can meet somewhere. We could box.
Literally, bro.
And I'll post it. We could both post it on our channels. Like whoever would be down in the future, I'd be down to do that.
It'd be fun to be like a little cool thing to do too.
Yeah, it'd be like our own YouTube boxing shit with anime content creators.
Yeah, we
or
could
some
even
shit.
do like some IRL videos, like too. You know what I mean? We could be going out,
That'd be dope.
whatever, or we could fucking be doing like a social experiment shit. Why not?
Yeah, that'd be dope. Honestly, are you ever planning on
Well,
watching?
speaking of social experiments, Jay, fucking there was a group of girls on like the fucking Myron's like thing,
Oh
and
shit!
they're all like
Yeah.
they're all being delusional and like saying like their expectation of what they need from a man.
Yeah.
Bro, the first one's like he needs to make $1 million. The second
Oh
one's
my
quarter
God.
$1 million. The third was like 100 to fucking 100,000. So like, bro, they're talking about like 1%
Dude,
men
it's
in the whole world. 1% men.
delusional.
Like good fucking luck.
It's like you're
And then
like you're a common woman and you want top 1%. Come on, open your goddamn eyes.
like, literally, and then if you include woman as well, then it's like 15% in the whole world. 15.
Yeah,
Like it's
literally,
like,
bro.
come on, bro. Like that's so unrealistic, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
literally. Um, are you planning on reading, watching One Piece? Yeah, that's probably the next on my bucket list. Either that, I'm gonna read Berserk. This seems really appealing to me. Either way, One Piece is either the next up or second. So yeah, I'm gonna start reading it. What did you debate six about a long
yeah.
time ago? Oh, it was KCM Minato versus Hashirama.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I miscalculated. He beat me because I didn't prepare. That's one I wish I could take back and prepare for. It would have been a lot different, but yeah. Jay, no debates after six since that. No, we haven't debated again since. We talked a while after, but we just couldn't like decide on the topic, So maybe in the future one day
Mhm.
could do it. I'm definitely down. Will you make a response stream if Naruto reacts to the video? Yeah, I am. As soon as possible. And I'll still do like a weekly stream after that. So you guys have plenty of content with that. Then we'd literally start power scaling each other. Yeah, bro. I start power scaling people's boxing in this community. Definitely.
Literally.
Yeah, bro. Can you explain your position on Sage Kabuto versus Pain and Sage Kabuto versus Orange Mask Obito? I personally think in the Cave Kabuto class, but you could argue otherwise outside in the field. So Sage Kabuto versus Pain. In a cave, yeah, Kabuto would have the environmental advantage. You could argue that, but then you could argue Pain
Yeah.
has things like Chubaku Tensei as well, like my
Shinra Tensei as
Shinra
well, just to blow
Tensei.
everything away.
Yeah,
Like
so that would be a close
Link
fight.
Vision dodge. Yep.
I'd probably actually lean towards Kabuto, if anything, because of the speed
Mhm.
he displays against two Uchiha that are like Itachi level speed, arguably,
Yeah.
and Nagato struggling with that level of speed. Unfortunately for Pain fans, I hate to hear that he got blitzed by Itachi. Um,
Yeah.
so more than likely Sage Kabuto. Is it impossible for Pain to win? No, but I think on the balance of probabilities, Kabuto probably takes it. Kabuto versus Orange Mask Obito. It seems implied that even Orange Mask Obito he seemed intimidated by. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, he had to show his triumph,
Because
like his
the
trump
thing
card.
about that is like it's really interesting with Orange Mask because like Kabuto's there, and then Obito's basically saying like you betrayed the Akatsuki, so I'm gonna kill you in a nutshell. And then basically Kabuto like summons the whole
Yeah,
Akatsuki.
it shows his
And
trump
mind you,
card.
this same Kabuto has access to perfect sage mode. He can go into it whenever he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And yet he still chose to summon the whole Akatsuki. And then even with the entire Akatsuki there, and him having perfect sage mode, Obito still is like, and if I refuse, like, and if I still want to fucking just kill you right now, and then he has to resort to using Madara to force him to stop fighting.
yeah, and he blatantly
Like,
states
if
I
yeah,
can't take on the Renegons. Like,
and all that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, I think like for the most part, like if let's say like the fight actually went down and it's obviously taken away Edo's too, I don't think Seiji Kabuto could beat Orange Mask because I think like it would be like a good fight, but Orange Mask would still have the advantage in a way due to Kame and then just Kamui him, and I think
yeah,
that's why.
yeah, the speed
But
discrepancy seems to still be there. Definitely Renegon Obito's beating him, that's for sure. By then he's
oh yeah,
reacting
for
to
sure, yeah, Rinnegan Obito's is blatant KCM2 scaling and Madara scaling and whatnot. So
yeah.
um,
That one is more definitive. I mean, he's literally KCM2 scaling. So
yeah,
um,
he's competing against with Edo Madara and fucking KCM2, bro. Like
yeah. Edo Itachi, Edo Nagato, and Obito versus Edo Madara. Can they overcome Madara? Can their hacks overcome Madara? Madara would be too dominant even for all those guys. I feel like would they have a chance? Yeah, probably a better chance than the five Kage. They have sealing abilities, like like the ability to seal him with the Tosca blade. Um, it'd be hard to get him in that position. Seeing Obito there and seeing a Renegon and a Sharingan, he'd probably be more. Uh, he'd use substantially more effort in that battle as in comparison to the five Kage, who didn't really give a fuck about. Um,
yeah,
they could win theoretically. It's possible, but Madara most likely would win. Well, technically, he would need sealing to take out the Edos. He could beat them in battle, but I don't know about his ability to seal them. I don't know if he contains any abilities like that. Um, so if I'm being technical, he would just keep beating them until they get it. Have a window of opportunity to seal him if they can. If not, that battle would never fucking end. Like never ending. I don't know how that would go, but yeah, that's a good question. By Obito, I'm in the one with the Renegon. Oh yeah. I personally feel Madara still takes a W, but yeah, he has a lot of work. Yeah, the fact that they're Edos would be problematic. I don't think he has ceiling that I'm aware of. I watched the VOD of the debate and was getting frustrated when Jay forgot that Hashirama tanked a Bijudama and was letting Six get away with his argument. Yeah, I should have been prepared, man. I definitely should have been prepared. It was on the fly right after his stream. Yeah, that was definitely my miscalculation. He got me. He had scans and everything, and I didn't. That's not his fault. It's my fault. I take it like a man. So I lost fair and square. He got me. And I'm not gonna lie. I was definitely nervous too. That definitely probably nerfed me, if you will, mentally nerfed me. It's not an excuse. He beat me either way. He was a better man that day, but yeah, he got me fair and square. So if we could do it again, we'll definitely do it again with preparation this time. I wasn't prepared. 6 arguments for Madara actually being stronger than Hashirama would have been good. Yeah, the only good contention I had was like I didn't say it blatantly, but I was basically arguing that his durability point was an appeal to ignorance. That Hashirama having no scaling, and because I wasn't prepared, I didn't have any empirical feats to substantiate that. So that was my fault. Definitely my fault. What's next for your channel? I'm currently scripting a video. There's another video that my editor just hasn't got back to me on IRL video. I might end up just going to another editor. It's taking quite some time to finish it. It's been several weeks, and it's not that long. But I have a Naruto video I'm scripting as well. After that, I might explore a different verse, like JJK or something like that. Rants will continue. You guys really seem to enjoy the rant videos. Those are just off the fly. I don't even really script, to be honest. I just talk about what I think of the characters. So those are going to continue. Reviews, you guys seem to have enjoyed the Boruto review. Maybe I'll make that a monthly thing. I might change up the format, make it more like a informative video with some more panels and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely more things like that coming. Overall, just expect more original content. Reactions are still there, like the videos and stuff, but I only tend to do reactions to videos that do very well now, like a new swag video or things like that. Those are the ones you guys really seem to enjoy. So yeah, that's basically my plans for the channel for sure. And bringing guests on this pod. Hopefully by the end of this month or next month we have a big guest on, and I have more ideas for other guests as well to come onto the channel. We've had 6 on, and we had TG on so far, both goats. Thinking of having some others as well. So expect that for the pods as well. I was watching Fresh and Fit Myron Dead. I said you should hire a private investigator to look into the girl before you take her seriously. That might be the most insecure. Yeah, that's a little much, dude. I don't know. I wouldn't hire a private investigator. Any more plans with TG? Yeah, we definitely been talking as well. Shout out to TG the GOAT as well. We definitely want to work again. We definitely will in the future. We're gonna work again for both his and my channel. Work together again. We seem to have good. We seem to bounce off each other quite well with videos and topics, and yeah, we're definitely gonna work together again. Make some more. Try to the best of our ability to make some more content for you folks as well. And also, I don't know if Batman's here or not, but we plan on debating each other in the next couple weeks. Maybe by the end of November we do the. If you want to see it live, we'll probably do it on my Discord live. Me and Batman, we're gonna debate something as well. So it's another thing coming. So as far as debates, so yeah. I feel a question: does Orochimaru from the Heroes and fight solo Hanzo without Edos? Orochimaru seems to have high durability. Would he solo Hanzo? He's certainly in his prime, and he's certainly stronger than the iteration that fought Danzo alongside the Sannin during the Second Great Ninja War. But kind of trying to qualitatively analyze how powerful he seemed in comparison to all 3 collectively, I'd probably say no. And also, if you use a databook statement that collectively they get a 3 times amp, that further substantiates that Orochimaru individually probably isn't enough, even at his best, to fight Hanzo without Edos. With Edos, it's a different conversation, of course. But I would more likely deduce that it's more possible that Hanzo would win that one. It seems more likely.
Like, not only that, like, and that's if the Edos are already out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
exactly.
Because if the Edos are not already out, he's just getting blitzed before he can summon them.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that as well. Jiraiya rant, I don't get how people even bring up Jiraiya stronger than Itachi and Kisame. Oh yeah, dude, there's some guys that still think that because of what Itachi said, he's literally authentically above Itachi. So yeah, there's still some people. So that's why I brought that up. It's not hard to refute, honestly. The most contentious aspect of the rant was Orochimaru versus Jiraiya. that's a little contentious. I don't blame you for either side that you pick, but I lean towards more Orochimaru. Um, Naruto versus the entire Smash Ultimate roster. Aren't there some broken ass characters in that roster? It's been a while since I played that. It's been quite some time. I would lean towards Smash, I think. It's a little lame how many Noodle streams consist solely of debunking swags. Yeah, Noodles makes good videos, man. I think he would be even bigger if he made a lot of more original content. I think he's busy these days, but yeah. If he made more like scaling videos, he'd definitely be even bigger than he already is. So yeah. You're not the only one. I lost to 6 badly a couple years ago. We were debating Miyuta versus Shuna and Itachi. Believe it or not, I was the one arguing Miyuta, but I think he was debating for fun. Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's one I wish I could take back. Arguably, as far as high-profile debates, that's my only loss. It was to 6. Besides that, as far as like recorded debates, I don't think I've ever lost one. I've obviously lost before, especially when I was a novice, like behind closed doors and not recording and stuff. But Batman needs to stream.
What Jay's trying to say, he's in his fucking prime and nobody's beating him.
Yeah, I would say I'm substantially better than I was when I debated 6th, like my current skill. But again, 6 is very good, and I'd have to be prepared. So Batman needs to stream more. I'll drop him a
anyone
5.
too. You know what I mean? When you compared to when you first start, or when you're or just going whatever.
Yeah.
Like obviously, there's gonna be growth in time.
Yeah, my skills are certainly sharpened since then. But yeah, Batman streams
like,
on
if you were to
Twitch, by the
compare
way.
yourself
Folks.
from like now to like when you first started, like come on.
Oh, it's night and day. Yeah, definitely. I would slam that version of me now, like, very easily. Batman needs to stream more. Yeah, he streams on Twitch if you want to see him there when he streams.
Yeah.
So he streams there mostly, not so much YouTube, but you can check him out there as well.
Yeah, I'm working on the YouTube side of things though, because I just have to set it up basically, and I haven't done that yet because I know some people have been wanting me to stream on YouTube, but I've been doing it mainly on Twitch. As of now, I'm just currently on vacation, so like I'm not technically at my crib at home, so I can't really stream at the moment. But
exactly.
But I'll be streaming soon though, and I might be able to get something while I'm on vacation, and if that works, I might be able to do some type of stream for you guys. But
yeah. Let's see, Batman. Oh, I just read that. Best COD Zombies map? That's a good question, man. There's a lot of great maps.
Yeah, a lot of good maps, dude.
Yeah.
You got fucking Shinonuma, Deer Reese. You got just all of them, like fucking Ascension.
Really good.
Moon. Fucking
Moon was great.
Kinotoran, like.
Yeah. I think that
even Transit was cool.
Transit was really cool. Ascension is probably the most memorable to me personally. I used to play it a lot when I was younger. A lot. Like I would spam.
Like they were all just like really, really good. Like in order to like rate them, that's gonna be really hard.
That's hard.
And like we'll have to really dissect and analyze. But
yeah,
if I had to like pick one out of all of them,
it's hard.
For
me, probably Ascension. For my subjective lens, I played Ascension a lot. That's why it's like I have the most memories playing.
That's a really, really good one. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's between. Oh man, this is fucking hard though.
It's fucking hard. Yeah, there's a lot of goated ass maps.
I'm the same, bro. Like, it's either like as crazy as this is, now thinking about it, it's between Moon or Ascension.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I say probably.
Moon is really good too. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
What was your worst? What was your worst L during a non-recorded debate? That's a good question. I started debating a long time ago. Obviously, I just didn't have skill back then. Like I'm talking like even when I was in fucking middle school. I used to go to this website. What? It doesn't exist anymore. I think it was literally called debate.org, and I used to go on debate.org. Yeah, and I would debate grown men on all kinds of shit, politics, fucking whatever. And I debated this one guy on. It was the God argument. Like, is God real? And he whipped my ass bad. My arguments were so ass. He was much better than me. I was like 14, and he beat my ass really, really bad. Like we debated, and he just slammed me. I got stuck eventually. I just couldn't refute anymore or tried to anymore. That was one of my worst L's. My most recently bad L's. It's hard to probably a couple of years ago. Let's see if I can think of one that was bad. I did a philosophy debate on Discord a long time ago. That obviously not recorded. I lost pretty bad. The guy was like already quite a bit older than me. I think he was a philosophy major. He beat me on what was the topic again? I don't remember what we were talking about, but he beat me pretty bad as well. But my worst L probably was when I was 14. I went against that guy on the God argument. I got my ass beat really bad. I was arguing for God. He was arguing against. Hard debate to win in general, but I did terrible in that debate. Really, really bad. So I'm still traumatized from when I got in a debate 4 years ago and got my ass beat. Yeah, dude, it happens. Do you think if Old Man Hiruzen fights Orochimaru in his full power Hydra form, he would win? Because I honestly think he would lose badly. Old Hiruzen's feet still allow him to beat that. That's a good point. Yeah, honestly, he probably would. He's faster. This is greatest jutsu.
Hydra would slam Hiruzen because it's like
probably
if he's
him.
struggling with, if he's equal to Orochimaru with mental amps, which that like allows him to slightly be a little bit, tiny bit over, imagine that, bro, he's fucked. And that's what's weird about it. It's like why didn't Orochimaru do that? And like the only logical thing we can think of is there's two things. One, Kishimoto just didn't think that far, and that's why it wasn't shown yet. Or two, let's say we ignore that. It was more likely maybe he just didn't have enough chakra for the trends. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
Or because him being like mentally in anguish. Maybe, he couldn't even go all out against his master because this is too much. We don't know.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate the 2 months renewal of his membership, Ken. Appreciate that. Let's see what he said. Deserves one of these, by the way. Danzo fights Sasuke versus Sasori. This is what I would say. Sasori, his scaling is quite high, right? Obviously, he's even above Sannin level, being able to defeat the third Kage, who's above Chiyo, and we know where she scales as well. She stalemated Hanzo on multiple occasions, who let all 3 of younger Sannin live collectively out of mercy. I would say he scales quite high, but the difficulty would be the speed discrepancy. Sasuke would certainly have that. I mean, he's reacting to a previous iteration of Sasuke during the 5 Kage Summit was reacting to the Rei Kage, who's one of the fastest shinobi on Earth, arguably the fastest. He was reacting to him, being able to combat him. I think on top of that,
that's just further enforced with like the fucking statement when Naruto saying he's the Nine Tails power, which eventually correlates to KCM1 because that's literally the whole fucking chapter is about him getting KCM1, and then when he masters it, he can use the Nine Tails power.
Sasuke's arsenal is arguably a kryptonite as well to Sasori. Like his needles would never pierce him because he has the Susanoo; they would just bounce off.
Yeah.
Poison, like
he just keep that shit on the whole time.
Yeah, he would just keep that on as well. He's faster, like I
Shoot
said.
Arrows. Do you think he's fast enough to dodge the arrows?
Yeah, he probably doesn't have the speed to dodge the arrows. He has Genjutsu as well, which is a great counter to someone with multiple tools at his disposal, like Sasori with his puppets. He most likely would win. He'd probably blitz Sasori and use one of his many hacks to defeat him. Amaterasu would be terrible for him as well. Even if he gets one puppet, what would happen is the Amaterasu would spread along the string line, the chakra line, and it would just spread to him. And
it
would burn everything to a crisp. It'd be really bad. Yeah.
Anything all he has to that's the problem. Like all he has to do is do what he did to Raikage and not really just use a Susanoo with a Amaterasu around, and what does he do?
Spread. Wildfire all around him. Yeah. He'd have to let go of those puppets and use his base body, and then he's fucked. Yeah, he would lose, man, for sure. More than likely would lose. Is it impossible for him to lose? No, but there are much less win conditions and circumstances in which he would win. So, let's see. Swag and TG kind of overhyped Fortune on Obito and the Hokage during Nine Tails incident video, I feel like. Yeah, there's some things I disagreed. Like, they said that he was above EMS Sasuke. I disagreed with that. I don't think he's above EMS Sasuke. I get it. He did what he did against Minato, but I disagree with that. I don't think he's above that level. Also, they kind of downplayed Jiraiya as well, with saying that he's weaker than all the Hokage in history. I disagree with that as well. So yeah, there's a couple things I definitely disagreed with for sure. And I pointed those things out in the video if you guys want to see that reaction to it. Batman, put your VODs on YouTube. Also, I don't like Amazon personally, so I prefer to Cash App or YouTube. Yeah, I have a Cash App here, but yeah, Batman is working on the YouTube thing for his side as well, to donate to him as well.
Yeah.
What was the dumbest debate you ever had? Oh, dude, I've debated so many old people on social media just for the fun of it and some dumb shit. I like to troll sometimes on social media, whether it's Twitter or
Iron Man versus Batman. That guy's arguments.
Recorded probably Batman versus Iron Man. That guy was retarded. The only reason I'm classless when it comes to him is because we have personal, like, outside of YouTube problems, and he knows that. Like, it's physical problems. Like, it wouldn't even be a debate no more if we saw each other in person, type thing. So
Yeah, Jay's made it very clear he'd beat his fucking
yeah, he
ass.
knows that too. He knows where I live. I told him to pull up. He's a YouTuber too. I tell him pull up. We can record, but I know you don't want to post getting your ass whooped, so it's all good. That's why he doesn't pull up because I'd whip his ass. But yeah, that was probably the dumbest debate recorded. Dumbest debate in general. I've debated some dumb shit.
Like, the topic is interesting itself. If
yeah,
you're a
it's
good
a very good.
debater, and it
Yeah,
obviously contingent upon their forms because they're composite characters. But if you're just saying like free reign, anything goes, like there's definitely contentious value there. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
now, personally, I think it favors more in Batman's favor. But if you're good enough, you can definitely pull it
yeah.
off with
If it
Iron
was
Man
the other way
2.
around, I would have slammed him with Iron Man too. Either way, I would have slammed his ass. He's fucking ass.
God damn.
Honestly, he's dog shit. I'd whip his ass on any fucking topic, to be honest.
Yeah.
Fucking joke.
That's what I'm saying. Like overall, one of his arguments was he beat alcoholism.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, are you fucking serious? You're a fucking retard. I'm sorry. Like, pull up, bro. Pull up in real life.
He beat his addiction. He beat his.
Yeah, he's a pussy, bro. I'm sorry. That's the only guy I don't show class towards because we had personal issues like beyond this. So we've met in person. We have videos in person doing shit, like making content together. Like, he's a bitch. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
$2 from Kendrick. I appreciate that, brother. And the offer still stands. If you ever see this, bro, we could box in real life. If you ever see it, pull up and I'll
be
post
honest,
it.
Jay, I don't think anybody in this goddamn community, Discord or YouTube, would ever actually want to throw the hands. It would only be like if we were to get like really really big,
They're like fucking
like, it
Jake
would
Paul.
only be those type of people like Logan and
Yeah.
or KSI. Like only
Like,
they
you
would.
know what's funny is I've
throwing
sparred that guy before. The guy that I debated, I beat his ass, and that was me being like showing mercy. I was just playing with him. And I was whipping his ass. So imagine if I actually
hands.
fucking
Oh my god.
try to hurt him. I'd fucking probably knock him out. To be honest. $2 from Kendrick. I appreciate that, brother. Donzo versus Ray Kage A. Ray Kage speed blitz. V2 he's speed blitzing.
Oh yeah, speed blitz. Bro.
Really, really bad. People don't realize Donzo died multiple times to Sasuke.
Like,
Multiple times.
not only that, what people don't realize is Sasuke and Danzo are literally equal to each other in base speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not Susanoo, but in base to base, like they're equal. So
V2,
if Sasuke needed the Susanoo to stop V2, like yeah, right, Kage blitzes.
Exactly. He would one shot his ass real bad.
And it wouldn't even be contentious. Like that's the problem. It wouldn't even be contentious. Like Raikage could just keep doing it over and over, and he has like Beecher's level chakra, so like he wouldn't even get like gassed or no stamina like what happened to Sasuke. The reason why Sasuke was struggling and fucked is because his Susanoo is not like fast like travel movement. It's basically like just like within a certain vicinity. You know what I mean? And it's like using like very draining techniques, and the Susanoo like also fucks you up and the whole nine. Because the best way to think of it is the Raikage literally has an armor that amps him and has no drawbacks.
Yeah.
While Sasuke, everything he has is drawbacks.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, literally, the Rikage's stamina would be a huge advantage for him. He would last much longer.
He would take out all 10 of his fucking Izanagi's instantly, bro.
Yeah. I meant to delete some letters, bro. Anyway, I have some theories that are not mainstream, and if debating me helps, then I'm supported. Yeah, for free, bro. Hydra's only feat is getting annihilated by blind half Itachi. Blind half dead Itachi. That's true, bro. I don't see what's the story.
Like a lot of people don't realize Raikage is no joke. Like he's really strong, bro.
His speed is a trouble for almost any shinobi. Like prior to the war, so
like even Hiruzen, the one that fought Old Man Hiruzen, he get washed too.
Yeah, he probably would get blitzed. Yeah. I don't see what Sasori would do for Amaterasu, and the Sharingan would help Sasuke figure out his weakness because he should be able to see the chakra crunch. Yeah, exactly, bro. He would deduce that very quickly.
Yeah, that's too. He could see the chakra strength, just like what Satoru did with that one puppet guy.
Yeah, I've heard people say that Sasori could no-diff Kisame. No. Yeah, definitely not true.
No, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You know.
What's your opinion on the Shishui hype that's been going around? If you mean like the theories that'll come back, he's never coming back. But if you mean like he's scaling,
he's not coming back, bro.
Yeah, no, I highly doubt that. That would be very, very nonsensical. I like Shishui, but like, what the fuck is he gonna do?
And even if he did come back, he has no eyes.
Yeah, what the fuck would he do? He'd get blitzed. Even with Kodo, he'd get blitzed before he even realizes who's blitzing him. Like he'd get fucking destroyed.
Like unless he like goes up to Amato and then like Amato's like, I got you, bro. It's
yeah, if he like enhances him with like Senjutsu Kodo or some bullshit like that, maybe. But yeah, no.
You know, like, but like at the end of the day, like I'm sorry, I just don't. I really, really, really highly doubt Kishimoto would bring him back. I feel
Yeah.
like that defeats the whole purpose of like Itachi and this and this. Like that would be like a pain moment where everything happened and then talk to
Yeah,
Jutsu.
just
Like
be it
why?
don't do a
You
lot
know,
of like
like
narrative significance to the reader. So, five Kage summons Sasuke versus Sage Mode Naruto Pain Arc. Oh, we did that earlier. Sasuke would win. Naruto admits he needs the Kyuubi's chakra and that's when he's in contact with a blind Sasuke. So, it's called anti-trolling if you troll people who are stupid and don't watch the show and read the manga. Yeah, it's called enlightening. Basically. Kisame versus Tobirama without tendon paper bombs. That one's always a very contentious one. Kisame on paper has better feats. Let's just be honest. Tobirama's are
yeah,
less impressive. I think there's arguments
yep,
for both sides to be honest. But Kisame's
yeah,
empirically has more for him. I don't blame you for picking either one. I think there's enough lore around Tobirama you could say he would win, but I don't blame you for saying Kisame either. That's just one of those that's it's like up in the air due to the very
yeah.
limited evidence for Tobirama. That's the problem.
And
Kisame has a better
like
empirical case, So
yeah, like if we analyze with everything we have, no matter what, like factually and even empirically, like Jay said, Kasame all day, every day. He just
yeah,
has the greater feats. Like you basically would have to convince me and Jay that like would Killer Bee or Kasame die to Kinnigan? Like, come on, you
yeah,
know what I mean? Like
exactly.
and shit like
It
that.
just
So
it's even hard for me to
it's
admit it, like admit that, but empirically that's just the case, whether we kind of like it
yeah,
or
like,
not.
and
So.
that's the thing. Like, I actually like Tobirama more than Kasame. I'm just putting that out there too.
Yeah, I might actually like it more
But
too.
like. Yeah, but it's just the problem is like Kasame is literally like a direct counter too. Like Tobirama throws a water style, Kasame does it's strong because it just absorbs it and fucking kills him, even if it was stronger or not. Like no matter what, like Kasame is a direct counter. He can drain your power. He can literally get stronger from it, heal, absorb or block any fucking attacks. It has Biju levels of chakra, a water prison. Like it's just not really fair in a way. Like the way I could see it is if you think Tobirama is like equal or at least relative to this Kasame, and like because Tobirama's best chance is just to leave, like just dip, flying Raijin, but that's not really a win. You know what I mean? If
Yeah,
anything, that's
no,
kind of a
it's like a
loss.
no
Like
contest. Yeah, like a loss. Yeah,
so, it's like it's really weird. It's but you could definitely argue for Tobirama, but you have to be very generous and really give him the benefit of the doubt.
yeah,
You
on
know,
several
like
things. Yeah, on several things you have
uh,
to be honest. What's the most heated you've ever gotten during a debate, recorded or otherwise? Recorded, probably Batman versus Iron Man, or the third debate on my most watched debate. It was me against that same retard. It was on Universal Income. He was getting real butthurt because I was like kind of throwing shots. I'm not gonna lie, but they weren't too like blatant. I said like how do you not know how long it takes to get a degree? Didn't you go to college? And he got butthurt about it. And then it spilled over after he was talking shit like after the debate like
you're
off
gonna have to send me that
yeah
DMJ so I can
like
react to that shit. I
yeah,
didn't know
after the
that.
debate is when he's like, "Oh, what the fuck's wrong with you, bro?" He was talking shit. I was like, "Listen, dude, if you have a problem, you know where I live. Pull up." But he's like, "Oh, blah blah." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I thought, pussy." But yeah, that's probably the most heated recorded debate. Most heated. I don't really have heated debates like that guy. I have a personal issue with, but like besides that, probably with him.
The reason why,
Uh,
Jay, let's be real, you're very calm and collective. You're
yeah, I
very
don't really have heat.
irrational, and you're able to kind of like you engage with your opponents or people in a more calm and deductive and just more intellect way. Like you're not gonna be emotional or fucking throw
Yeah.
ad hominems and all this other bullshit. Like you just get right to it.
Yeah, so I've never, besides him, I've never really been heated in a debate with anyone.
You can be funny though. I mean, you
Yeah,
could
if
throw
I'm
some
trolling,
jabs or
someone's like running their
trolling.
mouth. Someone's running their mouth, I'll troll them, but I'm definitely not heated. I'm just like toying with them. You know.
Or you'll reciprocate. Like if they're being blatantly disrespectful, then you'll just be more
Yeah,
disrespectful.
yeah. If they're being disrespectful, I'm gonna be disrespectful. But I'm definitely not emotionally like charged. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah, but no,
talk
you
shit.
never. You guys are never gonna be hearing this man or seeing him yell or like,
Yeah,
nah,
no,
that's just
bro.
not how he is. Like, he would really have to hate you, or you would have to really do some stupid shit for that. That
Yeah,
would have to be like
the
a
most
swag
the
Kage
most
moment
heated you could
where it's like
see
out of
me.
character.
Yeah, the most heated I've ever been in the video is probably the Seth video when I'm like shitting on him for being a fucking pedo.
Yeah,
That's like the probably the most heated I've been. But that's not
but
even a
even
debate.
swag
Even
would
Swag was
never
pissed
gets
about
like
that
that.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he yelled and fucking went crazy.
he
So
fucking flamed Seth and fucking like
he
roasted
was,
him and
if
shit.
anything, I think he was crying as well in a way. Like
Yeah,
he
a lot
sounded
of them were.
emotional
I
too.
found out the truth about that shit. Yeah, fucking yeah, in a debate that guy I have personal like outside of YouTube issues. So that guy probably the most heated.
Now, if you guys want the ad hominems or the emotional whatever blah blah yelling, like you can get that from me all day every day. Because there's some points
Yeah.
where I just don't have any patience, or especially Mr. Fucking Noodles. But me, I mainly do it for the entertainment side of things. It's not really because I'm like actually like fucking pissed, like Incredible Hulk type bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm mainly just doing it to give people laughs and whatnot.
Yeah, it's not serious.
Like from the only person I've ever like actually really really hated is nobody that I know on YouTube. So
yeah, exactly. The same here. I never hated anyone here. Not even Seth the Pedo.
So,
I
like,
don't hate him either. But...
you're never gonna see me like generally be like actually angry or fucking whatever. It's either irritation or it's just to make you guys laugh. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would
But
box.
I got that on a lot of my debates.
Yeah,
so.
like, and when I say pull up, I'm not like gonna beat someone's ass and go to prison. I mean like gentleman wise, we'll put on some gloves and we'll box. You know, that's what that guy that I had a problem with. That's what I told him. Like, come up, pull up, let's box. Stop talking.
Yeah, guys, we're not Sniper Wolf. We're not gonna be doing illegal shit, bro.
Yeah, no, bro. I do it the gentleman.
We'll obviously ask if you give consent. We'll get some sparring gear. We'll bite ourselves because the guy's probably broke. We'll come over, whatever, figure it out, and then we'll put it on and throw some hands and beat your ass. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, the gentleman's way.
And even if I highly doubt it, but even if we somehow lost, bottom line is we still have the balls to fucking get to business.
Facts.
Okay.
Like even if I win, I'd still respect the guy for having the balls, dead ass. So
exactly.
Let's see, Kisame. I just read that. Jiraiya versus the Red Kage. I think if the Red Kage is in V2, Jiraiya would get blitzed.
Yeah, if he's V1, he could hang.
Yeah, maybe stage mode.
Like if it's like V1, I could see Jiraiya actually probably pulling a W. You know what I mean? Because look at how everybody else did. Like Sagetsu's fine. Hugo was doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but if it's like V2 though, yeah, no, he's done. Done.
Definitely no diff, but Sasori has a very, very favorable matchup against Kisame. Depends on the circumstance and situation. I would lean towards Kisame in most iterations, in most circumstances.
And if anything, Samahata could probably heal or deal with the poison too, even if he got hit.
Yeah.
Personally, I just think he's way faster. Like, if he's over here going, blow for blow with Killer B and shit, whatever, like, I don't know. I think that's way substantial, way more better.
Yeah.
Than Sasuke... fucking scaling and shit.
Yeah, Sasuke has a good Susanoo. I personally think not all Susanoo are equal. Oh, certainly not. It depends on the individual utilizing it. Madara had the best. Then Itachi or Kakashi with DMS. DMS, Kakashi was probably the best Susanoo until fucking Boruto Sasuke, to be honest. Head to head would be interesting, but
correct. They basically showed us that Obito with 2 would have been unstoppable.
Let's think about it this way. Madara Susanoo could even beat Hashirama. DMS Kakashi blitzed Kaguya with Susanoo. So that shows a huge discrepancy in ability. I was asking about the scaling that's been happening with Shisui. Really, I haven't seen that. Like scaling with him. I wonder what people have been saying. If you want to tell us, feel free. I actually don't know what's been said. Can you rank the Susanoo's power-wise and visually appealing as well? Power-wise, obviously Sasuke's would be number 1. Number 2 would probably be Indra, to be honest. Or Jubidar. Well, theoretically, Jubidar could use it, but we don't see it, so I would say Indra, number 2. Madara, number 3. Itachi, number 4. And then the others that you could hypothesize they might have one, like Fugaku and Shisui.
Yeah.
We never see him like in the manga, but in the games we do.
What is it? Perfect Susanoo or just no? Or
just,
general?
Just in general, yeah.
Oh, okay. If it's in general, then yeah, no, they'll have the problem with fucking Fugaku and Shisui, we just don't know what stage they have for Susanoo.
Yeah, we don't know. That's the problem.
Because we clearly see with Sasuke that it evolves more and more, and then the highest that Itachi ever had, and mind you, he's a fucking genius. Okay.
Yeah.
He's literally was the one with no legs, but it was fully armored.
Yeah.
While
exactly.
Sasuke got the fully armored and with legs, with MS. So basically. Well, actually, no. Am I tripping on that? Did Sasuke actually get legs with MS or no?
MS.
Or it was only as far as Itachi.
Yeah. Did even Itachi have legs? I don't remember if his had
No,
legs.
Itachi didn't have legs.
Yeah, no. MS Sasuke, I don't think he had legs either.
Yeah. So yes, MS Sasuke got as far as Itachi then.
Yeah,
so,
as far as Itachi. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what you have, and then when Sasuke gets EMS, then he gets a humanoid standing Susanoo with armor, and then he gets perfect. So basically what we have in a nutshell is it's implied that at least from what we have, that EMS allows you to stand your Susanoo and then awaken the most powerful, which is perfect.
Perfect.
Well,
Yeah.
MS, the strongest you can get is just a fully covered armor with no legs.
Yeah. Observably, it seems like you don't get the full body, like humanoid, just like the upper
so
body.
Shisui and Fugaku could have like maybe the armored. That's if you're being very generous. Like if you want to say maybe Shisui is just as gifted as Itachi, then maybe he has that form too.
Maybe. Yeah.
But
maybe.
we just don't know, and that's the part. Like unless you take if you take the games,
and they
as
all
canon.
have perfect.
What's it called? Well, actually, not even perfect. I mean, like when he fights Danzo, because he's shown to use an armored Susanoo with like a spear.
Yeah.
So technically, Shisui would if you include the Revolution game. But other than that, Fugaku, we just have no fucking idea.
Yeah,
we
Ninja Storm 4, they all have like perfect. You're like, capable of using.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, and that's just obviously not canon.
Not canon. Yeah, so, it's not fucking canon. I would say relative.
It's cool though. Don't get me wrong. I love it. The design, like how, like I did enjoy how Kishimoto gave them all their own designs.
Yeah, no.
But
pull up, man. That's ugly. If they do show up, who wins? Probably not the guy who goes to prison. Well, if we have an agreement that we're just sparring, we're not gonna fucking call the cops on each other, then I don't think it's a problem. But
what the fuck? Yeah. Why would there be anyone that go to jail? What?
One guy gets his ass beat, and one guy wins, and they squash the beef.
Like me and Jay we're not stupid. We're obviously gonna get written consent.
Yeah, I'm gonna like fight some guy who's gonna set me up, like I beat his ass and I go to jail or some shit.
Yeah, we won't take any verbal, like unless we have a recording or written. That's it. Yeah. Then by all means,
for content for sure. But I'm not gonna fight some guy that's gonna like call the cops and press charges on me for beating his ass or something like that. I don't know.
Shit, like if anything, I got a perfect IRL reference. Like when me and Arrow were having our fucking legendary debate, when that came from like bipolar as fuck to normal, great, funny, then to chaos, and then back to normal and funny. Like
that
so when I was getting with him, I'm over here like saying, "Hey, bro, we can go throw some here, whatever, blah blah, you name it," because you guys know how I am. And then he actually thought I meant like if I was gonna like hurt him or kill him, I guess, because like his response is like, "Oh, you can come to my house, bro. You can come to my house and I'll just shoot you. Here's my address." He literally provides his address. He provided his address, bro.
Oh,
I literally told him, like, bro, I never forget that. I was like, bro, I'm recording. Do not say your address.
He like doxed himself. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Literally, he doxed himself. Like,
DM me and we can box.
He comes out. He's like, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm like, wait, Arrow. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, bro, I meant like to put some gear on and fight. What are you doing? That was
hilarious. Yeah, honestly, that was hilarious. I was like, holy shit, bro. You're gonna shoot me? Oh my god, it's not that serious. I don't think the average person understands sparring. Oh yeah, dude, absolutely. Most people have never thrown a punch. They don't know what it's like. Fighting is very tiresome, that's for sure. Most people, if they were to throw even a minute straight of just punches, 1-2s, they'd be exhausted. They don't know how to control their breathing. They don't know how to correctly throw strikes in proper form to like maximize force. They don't know how to do any of that. Yeah, they don't even know how to throw a punch.
It's all about technique. You gotta know how to turn. You name it.
Typical street fight. People throw lateral shots like hooks. You don't really see guys use a jab. You don't see guys that have no skill throw jabs or throw crosses or try to manage distance. They don't even understand that concept because they haven't been like trained or built to adapt. Movement's important too. Yeah, movement is extremely important. Especially in striking. Like distance control might be the single most important thing. Because if you have good distance control, then you control the pace of the fight. Like you have more, you get to dictate more so than the other guy. What shots land where. The fight too. Yeah, the probability of landing a shot for you is higher if you have distance control and good timing.
And another thing too, don't confuse this, guys. We're not talking about like our knowledge about UFC fighters. No, we're talking about like you actually knowing
like actual street fights
and incorporate it.
Yeah, like actually incorporating it. Like grappling helps a lot, but I would say pick your poison with grappling. If the guy's just bigger and stronger than you, it's gonna be very hard unless you're fucking like fucking Gordon
unless
Ryan.
He's inexperienced and doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Unless you're a black belt and he's like,
then you're fine.
Yeah, unless you're a fucking black belt. I wouldn't grapple with a bigger person. He's probably stronger than you too, so he'll probably.
You want to use strikes and movements.
Especially in a street fight, he'll just slam your ass on the concrete, and then you're really fucked. So.
Yeah, no, you want to use space, move, hit in the critical sensitive areas. Like the balls, fucking or the jaw.
On the street, you got to be much more cautious because it's not even the guy's hands that are the danger. It's the floor. If you get slammed on the fucking floor, you could die. It's very dangerous. Even if they knock you out, the punch will hurt, but will do more damage as your head bouncing off fucking concrete or something like that. That could kill you. So,
Exactly.
yeah. So pick your fights very wisely in the streets, man. Like, keep it gentleman if you can. If you have a beef with someone, don't go and try and jump them. Just say, hey, let's meet up somewhere, in the grass somewhere in this box or something. It's the safest way to avoid actual like very very high amounts of damage. So, Arrow saying that is actually peak comedy. Yeah, Arrow's hilarious, bro. He's pretty cool. Pretty cool dude. No, I don't think Edo Itachi had legs, did he? No, he didn't. No. 2 minutes of sparring is almost like a mile fast walk for most people. Yeah, dude. When you're used to it, it's fine, but your first time looks awful. Yeah, dude. If you're not used to it, it's extremely tiring. It's extremely tiring. I remember when I first started striking, like at a very young age, 8 or 9. I got my ass beat for about a month or two by this one kid. He used to beat the shit out of me, and I was exhausted. Yeah, it's awful at first, bro. What the actual fuck was going on during the Batman versus Arrow debate? Because Arrow to react that way, what was the topic? I think they were debating the Sound 4 versus Sasuke or some shit like that. And
it was fucking two Tomo Sasuke. What's it called, against the Sound 4? Yeah, at
yeah,
the same time.
and then they got more and more heated, and then Arrow started like fucking saying he was gonna shoot him and shit. Yeah, that shit was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, shit was hilarious. And then he dropped his address in the fucking chat. I was like, bro, you're gonna get fucking doxxed by somebody. You doxed yourself. What the fuck are you doing? That was crazy, bro. I didn't think he would do that. That's fucking crazy. If that's really his real address, that's insane, bro. Like, what if some like loser like keeps it and like tries to find him or some shit? You never know out there. Is Demon's Kakashi the strongest in the verse after Kage? Probably, yeah. Or Naruto can arguably beat him. Probably, no, I don't think even End of War, Naruto would probably beat him. Nah, that guy blitzed and damaged Kage more than anybody else did. I'd probably say Kakashi and DMS would beat Naruto. Kage probably is number 1, and then probably DMS Kakashi. And then Naruto, and then Sasuke. And then Jubidara, and then the rest. Yeah. But yeah, folks, any questions at all you have? We're speaking of combat. If you guys want to talk about UFC as well, feel free to ask. Boxing. Just combat in general. Yeah, I really enjoy combat sports as well. So, for you guys that don't know, I was in it at a very young age. Very, very young age. So, I like talking about that as well. Almost as much as anime. So, if you guys want to ask about that as well, feel free. Yeah. Any questions at all? When I first started boxing, my dumbass couldn't understand why they made us run last before we started sparring. When I got in the ring, I realized you needed that endurance. Yeah, dude. The thing about running that's so helpful is that if you run long distance, like miles, your body itself, your entire body is engaging in constant movement. So it forces your body, not only your lungs, but your body to adapt to constant movement at a very long duration. That's why it's so good to do that for endurance when you fight, because you're incorporating your entire body, kind of like in a fight, especially if you're doing like kickboxing, something like that, or MMA, where you're incorporating your entire body. Running is very good for that. For endurance, the best way to get better, like at fighting, probably is sparring. It's more dangerous because of the risks, but for endurance, running probably is the single best thing besides like actually sparring. So yeah, it's very important, very very important. To run and cardio is very important. Top 5 Kages of all time, but exclude the Hokages as they will dominate this list. So no Hokages. Number 1? That's a good question. I mean, let's exclude Boruto as well, because I would just list like mostly Boruto. And Naruto, maybe Prime Onoki, possibly. Either that or the Raid Kage would be at the top. Probably the Raid Kage, then the Kaze. I mean, Onoki and the Kaze Kage is an interesting battle. I might lean towards the Kaze Kage because it gives the story a tough fight. Probably the Kaze Kage, Onoki. Who else is up there? The third Raid Kage, and then probably Mu. I mean, you can tie with Gengetsu because they killed each other, but I'd probably have Mu up there. I hate running, but I love fighting. I'd rather outlast the end. Well, good thing I don't have a problem with running. Yeah, for me personally, when I was competing more so back in the day, I actually liked running. I used to run at night on my own. It was good, like it's a mind clearer. You can just run in silence or music, just really clear the mind. Yeah, I actually enjoyed running after a certain point. Once your cardio gets up and you're used to the constant movement, it actually becomes kind of therapeutical after a while. So yeah, at first it was hell, like trying to get the miles in when you're fucking exhausted. It's fucking awful. But the worst thing about that statement is that Arrow very likely meant every word he said. Don't doubt he would have genuinely shot Batman. Yeah, Arrow's crazy, bro. He's crazy. Something I wondered: how do you rank the durability of certain characters? Because certain like people like Kage or Sage users have superhuman bodies on top of amping their bodies with chakra. Yeah, it certainly varies from individual to individual. It depends on the situation, on the character, and their abilities. Um, Now we could say universally, it seems that infusing chakra in your body enhances your durability. A good example is like Obito when he like uses one finger to stop the executioner blade from reaching. I think it was Sasuke or somebody. Someone he was trying to chop. Sasuke was trying to chop someone down or Saigetsu or something, and he used one finger to stop it. I'm sure he had chakra infused in his finger, as opposed to someone like Minato getting cut by a splinter. Right? He probably didn't have chakra infused in his body at that point. So I think chakra infusion definitely increases durability, for sure. More than likely, at least in a general case. Maybe there's outliers, but in a general case, I would say chakra infusion enhances durability. And then clearly, individuals vary in their durability, such as the Kage versus someone like Tenten. Obviously, his body alone is much more durable than Tenten's, regardless of chakra infusion.
Yeah, 'cause he's like muscular and built and
Yeah,
shit.
durability is very it's a very intricate topic. There's a lot of variables that go into that discussion.
A lot.
It's not very black and white. I'll say that. So
I have a video on it, guys,
yeah,
recently.
Batman and
That I
Shinobi
did
did a video.
with
So
Shinobi.
go check out that. They talk about it in depth, like how that works. Like they talk about all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty underrated, pretty goated topic. Talk about
yeah,
a lot of things people probably don't think of or know either. So,
yeah, exactly.
definitely debunked the whole Splinter Minato thing too, and yada yada. So it's a really really good video.
Yeah,
So
$2 from Dimitri. I appreciate that, brother. I can put that on the screen. Screen's looking pretty full. If we can make it completely full, I'll be goaded. But still, I'm very appreciative for the donations. Don't feel like you have to. But yeah, the screen's getting pretty full. Appreciate that. I'll put that on the screen. So he said Sasori versus Orochimaru. Sasori just has better scaling. He scales above Chiyo, who stalemated Hanzo, and her prime, who spared all the Sannin collectively. Weaker Sannin, to be fair, but still all three collectively. And as the databook state, when they work together, they get a 3 times amp as well. So I would deduce Sasori probably scales above Orochimaru individually. The poison would be problematic. Orochimaru does have a lot of hacks abilities. Edo's, if he does have Edo's, like on the level or near the level of Warwick Edo's, he probably would win. But if we exclude that, he probably would lose to Sasori just because of the scaling. The large amount of puppets he utilized, the poison risk that would be involved as well. Yeah, he just scales above him in general. So that's what I would say about that. Give me a second, folks. I don't know why my chat popped up here. Let me get rid of that. There you go. Appreciate the $2 though, Dimitri. Let's see. Could Sasuke survive the 5 Kage summon without Itachi's eye EMS? Nah, he probably wouldn't scale high enough. Probably wouldn't scale high enough without the MS. If it's like Taka Sasuke, that wouldn't have fought Killer Bees and blitzed and one-shotted by Kage.
yeah, Taka Sasuke gets slammed.
He almost lost to Killer Bee. Now all 5 Kage there? No, he's not surviving that.
Base too.
Yeah, and that was base. That wasn't even V1 or V2. It was fucking base. So
exactly. Killer Bee since Killer Bee's like what, equal to relative to V1 Raikage too?
If he's lucky. Yeah. Oh yeah, 5 Kage. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So you definitely fall to him. Exactly. Since I became sober, I replaced smoking and drugs with running. I actually do it on my own. It's a stress reliever. Yeah, dude, it really is. I used to do it nightly when I used to compete in the amateurs for a couple of years, and I stopped like basically around the time I started college. I used to run a lot. It really did help. So like with mental, just clarity. The Leaf Village was the best in managing, nurturing talent, and defending their village. We saw how bad the Sand security was. Yeah, the Leaf Village seems like the most dominant nation in the 5 nations, right? I mean, they've had the most powerful shinobi to ever come out of there as well. Madara,
think of it this way: they're low tier Jonings fucking are equal to the high tier Jonin of the Sand Village.
Yeah, they're basically the United States of the shinobi world, basically, arguably. So they're like the most dominant nation.
And then you have the Sannin, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Which
Sannin,
reminds you, like, in the Rain Village, it only was the Kage that could be that, not some, like,
literally.
like...
Yeah, they're just a level above the rest of the shinobi world. So,
And then even the next tier up in power is from the Hidden Leaf. You have Minato, Itachi,
yep, Itachi, like a bunch of
Obito.
fucking monsters that come out of there. Naruto, Sasuke. I think the Red Kage bloodline.
Like, the Hidden Rain Village was like the only exception where it had Hanzo and Nagato.
Yeah, literally. I think the Red Kage bloodline are mutants. The third and dirty Russian Shuriken, and Tsunade said that works like a cell poison, so his cells are stronger than a typical. Oh, absolutely, bro. He's a fucking outlier as far as durability. He's an outlier. And so is his son as well. Didn't Batman deal with a debate? Guna was trying to argue that CE Sasuke's durability scaled to Chidori's AP a few months ago. I think a long time ago, yeah. Do you think not punishing Kabuto or Orochimaru was a bit too much? Oro has done some miserable things that can't be forgiven, and Kabuto is the reason why many died in the war. Yeah, it is a little inconsistent that they weren't punished. Like, they punished Sasuke for wanting to revolt, but they didn't punish Kabuto, who actually almost ruined the world. That is a little inconsistent to me. I do agree. Now, Orochimaru as well, he's very sinister. He literally killed a Hokage. He killed several Kages during his time as well, and he was never incarcerated. I think the only rational conclusion as to why not is because they're fodder, and it's not like they could do anything anyway anymore. With Naruto being as powerful as he is, they're literally... They symbolically have their hands tied behind their back, because it's not like they could ever revolt against him. They'd get slammed by him. So maybe they didn't need to be incarcerated. Sasuke, he's relative in power to Naruto and is a threat, so that's why they had to incarcerate him for the time being. Orochimaru and Kabuto get dealt with like lambs to the slaughter by Naruto. Even Sakura, probably. So they didn't really need to be incarcerated. They deserved it, but it's not like they could do anything to really do damage anymore. Naruto's just too powerful for them. So, to be frank, Sasuke being punished is anime only. It might not be inconsistent in the manga. Yeah, either way it makes sense, but yeah, because he is powerful. The only guy that could really handle him at the time was Naruto. So that made sense. Either way, yeah. Kakashi was...
You want to know something funny though, Jay? You know how like they used a sealing thing over his eyes to seal it? Yeah. Like, what that does prove in a way is that technically you could argue Minato could seal the Uchiha's eyes.
Oh my god. Yeah. That'd be cracked as shit.
These fucking seals their eyes and they're fucked.
To be frank, Orochimaru was Kakashi's plug, so he didn't get punished. Yeah, facts. He helped in the end, I guess, in Boruto. He was helping a little bit with Mitsuki and stuff. So he reformed himself. Not like he had a choice. Naruto and Sasuke would have whipped his ass, but yeah. But yeah, folks, any questions at all, feel free to ask. The last topic...
Imagine how it would go if Superman went in fucking Naruto.
Oh, Jesus. Superman and Naruto.
Kage.
Holy shit. Yeah, he would fucking... Even mainstream Superman would fucking obliterate a lot of people.
Or he sees the Nine Tails and the Biju Bomb, just like flicks it.
Oh shit, yeah, he would flick that shit like fucking worse than Naruto did when he kicked away all those Biju Bombs. It'd be nothing to him. He'd slap that shit away.
Or he fucking moves so fast and Obito can't even comprehend.
Oh my god, he could rip his fucking throat out before he'd even activate Kamui. He fucked.
Some injustice shit, yeah.
Oh god, yeah, he'd dominate that verse. Shiba is the only one that would stand a chance. The only one.
Yeah. Basically.
And if it's a broken version of Superman, not even he would beat him. So if it's like fucking Superman 1 million or some shit, he's literally like invincible almost at that point. But yeah, folks, any questions at all? We also talk comic books, so if you want to ask stuff about like DC and Marvel as well, UFC, boxing, IRL, politics. The last stream was very political. It was like extremely political, actually. I'm surprised it didn't get like.
Speaking of Marvel,
yeah.
Fucking like the things I've coming out recently was Secret Invasion.
That looks promising, but like Secret Wars or whatever the shit's coming out, it looks promising, but we'll see.
Yeah, the Avengers movie, Secret Wars.
Yeah, Secret Wars. It looks kind of promising, but then again, I've been disappointed quite a few times recently with MCU, so I don't know. We'll see.
Plus, I'm worried because they're building like the young Avengers squad. I'm sorry, but they all look like stupid.
Yeah, it's just hard to like replicate or even live up to what the like the Avengers were. They were so revered and well done. It's like fuck, man. We'll see. I hope they don't completely botch it like some DC bullshit, but we'll see. We'll
And
see.
then the Marvels movies coming out, but that looks trash
Oh yeah, I'm
too.
not gonna watch that bullshit. I don't give a damn about Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. She's fucking ass. So
Yeah.
the actor just I don't like her. So fucking like bland and dull. I don't like her. Boring ass fucking Captain Marvel. Um,
She's like a bootleg Thor.
Literally, like bootleg ass fucking bland ass character. Fuck that. I think I said this before, but you might have missed it. But if you could create a non-canon Keke Genkai, what would it be? That's a good question. Uh, Keke Genkai. It's non-canon. What would be a good one?
Mm,
So many good ones out there. Keke Genkai. That would make sense in the verse and stuff.
that's a good question, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like the ones I think of immediately are already technically in there. Like
Yeah.
even filler. Like I was gonna say Crystal, but
Oh
that's
yeah,
in
that
there
shit's
too.
already in there too in the fucking filler. Fucking
Um,
what would be a good one? That's fucking hard.
trying to think, bro. Because like even ice is already in there. Like
Maybe like fucking
lava.
yeah, maybe like a mixture of earth and fire, like sand and fire. Keke Genkai. They make like some sort of I forgot what
Mhm.
the fucking material is called when you mix fire and sand. You create like glass, like some shit like that.
Glass. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
glass. There you go. That's a good one.
yeah.
Glass.
Glass would be cool. Like a cool sort of like a powerful glass, not like a normal, easily breaking glass,
Yeah.
but like a high durability glass or some shit. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
kind
it'd
of
just be
cool.
like a durability type thing. You can either have like a glass armor or like a glass ball or some shit.
Yeah, you have like
Like to be fair,
extremely
we're kind of ripping off Haku, but
yeah, Loki. Yeah, it'd be like extremely dense fucking glass that you fucking like
that makes
shoot.
sense. No, glass. That would be a good one. That's
Yeah,
that's reasonably realistic. What
like
could be
fucking
in there?
hot glass or some shit, like burning glass, like going through their opponents or some shit like that. That'd be kind of cool. Uh,
Yeah, there was another. I forgot what her shit is. I would have to look it up. But there was another chick that had a King of Kenkai, and she could basically like summon like lightning bolts from her fucking fingertips, and if it like touched you, it did some crazy ass
oh
hacks or
yeah, I
something.
forgot. Yeah, I remember that one too.
I forgot. It was like some. It was an anime story that was based upon a novel with Shikamaru that they
Yeah,
did.
exactly.
She
Yeah, I
was like
remember
a
that shit.
very powerful Anbu member or some shit.
Yeah, I think I remember that shit too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adult Soccer versus Eight Gates guy. The Kage's died. Cage Kiwa. The Eight Gates guy versus Adult Sakura. I don't know if Eight Gates guy could kill Sakura. Maybe. Um, with the one shot, if he misses, she's gonna pound him, and beat the shit out of him. He'll die anyways from the gates itself. But if he doesn't act swiftly and actually hurt her enough
It's
to stop her,
it's like
then
adult Sakura. Like I personally think like she would just be faster at that point.
yeah,
But
she probably even if he
it's like
like, it's even arguable if he could even kill her with her durability at this point. If he doesn't, she'll
yeah,
just
because like
pound him. Yeah.
yeah, because Shin like fights against a fatigue. Um, like actually, they weren't even fucking fatigued. Fucking, they were both at full power, but Naruto was rusty at least. But they're both at full power, and Shin's over here fighting both of them.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I should probably beat his
Like
ass. But some,
and then Sakura comes and is over here going blow for blow with the guy, you name it, while he's like fatigued, and like and all this great shit. So like,
yeah,
like
yeah,
you
exactly.
see anybody you see eighth grade guy fighting Boruto Naruto and Boruto Sasuke's full
Yeah,
power? Like I don't know about that.
exactly. Yeah, more than likely adult soccer. Yeah. To be frank, or not getting punished, the guy was basically immortal and had uh, Horcruxes spread across the world, keeping him in house surveillance. Yeah, it's not like he had a choice. He couldn't really call like if he was still malevolent. It's not like he could have done anything. He would have been dealt with quickly. If they try to kill Oro, he'd just resurrect himself with a grudge against the Leaf. I think they'd be able to kill Oro. If they really wanted to incarcerate him, they could. He's not a threat. Not to guys like Naruto and Sasuke. Which
Yeah.
form accomplished more, KCM or Stage Mode? KCM. I mean, KCM carried the war.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
See, like what people don't understand, like if you're being generous to Sage Mode, it is very dangerous and powerful too. It can put like him in a similar tier in a way, but the problem is Sage Mode is very limited in what it can do, and it's on a time limit. While fucking, and it's like while the KCM is like forever and ever, or like way longer. It just has way more perks, durability increasement, you name it.
He even says he's stronger in that form. Naruto literally says that.
Yeah, like flat out to Nagato, he just says I'm strong when I fought pain. Exactly. So it's like, in an overall general sense, it's just way more superior in so many ways. Even range, like ninjutsu, like transforming his ninjutsu.
Yeah.
Like he can do like fucking thousands of clones too, while in Sage mode he can only do 2 or 3. So it's like it's just way better. Way better.
You have the adaptability to choose any. Which one would you choose? Obito's with both MS or Madara's Renegon? I'd probably rather have Obito's MS. Like, just can't be touched.
Obito. Yeah, it's just better.
Can't touch me. Like, basically, you can't be touched at that point. Genkai, I'm surprised we haven't seen the manga. Glass, Steel. Steel would have been cool, too. Light, Sound, Blood, Moisture.
Oh, yeah, Steel. Yeah, Steel. Yeah.
That's just elements.
Or metal.
Some give you weird bodies. Yeah, Steel would be kind of cool, too. That'd be a dope one to see. Light, Sound. Yeah, those are some interesting
or maybe fucking trying to think like a Venom type, like Venom ability or Vapor somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, symbiotes. That'd be like a sick kind of Keke Genkai.
Slime. Yeah,
that'd be sick. Speaking of fucking Venom, Spider-Man 2, guys. If you're thinking about getting the game, it's fucking amazing, man. It's one of the best games.
It's goated, dude.
It's one of the best games I've ever played already. It really is that good, man. It's
I got the Spider-Man. I got the PS5 Spider-Man 2 edition, and it looks so sexy on the controller.
Yeah, dude. The story, the animations, all just so fucking good, dude. There's really nothing else to say about it.
The game people for the game and from another thing, they said we're listening to the fans, and you guys want a Venom game.
I saw that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
They better do it. That'd be fucking sick. Yeah.
Imagine playing as Venom, bro.
Holy shit, dude. That would be amazing. Yeah,
the only thing I could see it is, though, I could only see them doing that if it was like Agent Venom, where Venom goes on Flash Thompson and you're like basically, a military Spider-Man or a military like Punisher Spider-Man. I could see either that or I guess it would just be Venom as Eddie Brock. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be right back, folks. I got to piss. I'll be right back.
Peace. Oi. Ask any more questions, ladies and gents. Whatever you can think of. Whatever you got. When Jay comes back, he'll tackle them one by one. Don't mind me. I will act like I can perfectly know and read anything you write as well. Technically look at YouTube, but hang on. Let me see what you guys are doing. Okay. How would Kakashi scale against every path of pain? It depends on what Kakashi you're referring to. Which one? I guess I'm like saying in general or like certain versions, like if we're talking fucking pain arc obviously or below, he we've kind of seen that to a degree. Tendo obviously he can't really beat. Um, like he only really got to that point because of like other help and shit, but and kind of using his brain. But yeah, Tendo he more than likely will not be able to pull that off for many reasons. After a path, like I don't think he would do anything to him either. I think he'd just kind of be fucked. That man could literally rip off like Sage Jiraiya's arm like it's butter. Um, all the other passive pains, those are interesting. How he could do or whatever. Um, it really boils down like if it's pain in character of what he was doing originally with Kakashi, then Kakashi probably has a really good shot. But if it's pain like bloodlusted and going fully at it, like I guess someone I could see Kakashi beating is like the one that brings the passive pains back to life. Like I could see that, like him calmly, whatever. But like the problem is like Nagato can control the passive pains and he could just input his chakra into them and just amplify them, make them really fucking cracked. And it's like you're basically going against Nagato scaling. You know what I mean? So, but if it's in character of like how it was shown, he's gonna obviously have the best shot because Pain's not like fully bloodlusted or going like all out. He's just kind of like testing the waters and shit. If it's War Arc, that's more interesting, but then again, Pain still has the advantage with scaling and shit. But it's way more interesting. At that point, if it's like 1-on-1, you can kind of argue either side. But if I had to pick, I'd still be with Pain. Like Akashi's not really surpassing or doing something until he's like 6 pass. So.
Yo, yo. I've returned, folks. Sorry for that. I went to take a piss and then I went to get some water. I think Batman's not here right now. I'm back though, folks. Let's see what you guys have
No, I didn't realize at that moment.
said.
I've been here. I was answering that one dude's question. He was talking about how Kakashi does against like each path of pain.
Oh,
I did tell me on the form of Kakashi, but
yeah. It certainly depends on the form, and his performance would vary greatly depending on the path too. Yeah.
also if pain is like bloodlusted or in character. If
Yeah.
he's in character, obviously have the best shot. We kind of see what he can do in character against Tendo and whatnot.
Exactly.
But if it's like bloodlusted, he's still gonna be fucked because
Oh,
then
yeah,
he just
Tendo
gets
Pain would
speedless.
speed. Yeah, it would speed his ass like almost every form except obviously like DMS and Boruto. So.
And the same argument applies to like all the other passive pains because like once again it's just Nagato pouring his chakra into them.
Yeah.
So like if it's just one and that's it, like even all the other ones, as crazy as it sounds, with just blitz and one shot or rod or whatever,
Yeah.
What's it called like? But overall, if it's like in character, I guess you could say like the one that revives other pass, he probably gets bitched. You know what I mean? Kamui or whatever, Raikkonen somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it only depends on many factors.
Yeah. If it's a soul ripping one, that one's a little interesting. But I think Kakashi could probably do it because he has the advantage, the long range ninjutsu, Kamui, etc. You name it.
Yeah.
So that he could probably that one character if he just outsmarts it.
Yeah, it's definitely a multivariate equation to answer that.
Yeah, and it's not as simply. It could still go either way. But if it's the one that absorbs ninjutsu as well. Personally, I think Kamui is like the only winning factor for that if he can do it.
Yeah.
So.
You read the Invincible comics yet? No, I haven't, but I'm definitely gonna check that out. They look like the animated show looks great, and just overall the narrative looks great on that. I gotta check that out, man. I definitely gotta check that out.
Really,
Closest,
really good.
yeah, closest thing we'll probably get to an American Dragon Ball in terms of action. Yeah, dude, it looks really good. Every time I've seen like clips and stuff, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Definitely. And I've seen some great
And
scaling videos on that as well.
yeah, no, you do. What's called? I think even Chuck and like some other people
Chuck, yeah,
did.
Chuck did some great videos on that. Yeah,
Yeah, like it's really, really good, dude. Like the definitely got to see the manga and all, or the comics and all that. The anime, this for season one, that was goated too, but they're like really behind.
yeah,
So
exactly. So I definitely gotta probably read it. If I get tired of waiting for like animation, I'll probably read it. Yeah, that's probably what I end up doing. Let's see. Any questions you folks have? Feel free to ask, folks. Sorry for the delay. I had to take a piss, got some water. So, yeah, any questions at all? Can be combat sports, like we were talking about earlier. Anime, other animes as well. Feel free. JJK, Bleach, Attack on Titan, Death Note. Those are the ones I'm familiar with. Yeah, comic book questions as well. Yeah, we like to keep it versatile. Like last stream, like I said, was very political. I'm surprised it didn't get yellow marked with like the stuff we were talking about, extremely controversial stuff. But no, like to keep it versatile when we can. When you guys ask, y'all saw receive. So, any questions at all, folks? Any questions at all?
Oi.
But yeah, as far as last time I'll talk about this. As far as the noodles thing, if he does do a stream, I'll definitely try to do a stream like to react to that stream as soon as I can if he reacts to my stuff. So, you guys are aware of that. Yeah.
While they're doing their thing, how do you think if Kishimoto wrote the fight, how do you think Minato and versus Itachi would go?
Oh man, that's a tough one. It would be if he wrote it. I feel like just based on their calibers, he wouldn't make it easy for either side if I had to deduce, considering how high they scale. Genjutsu would be a huge problem. I wonder how Kishimoto would approach that. Would he have that be the win con? Would he have Minato be able to use Flying Raijin to avoid it? That's an interesting factor. I wonder how he would like approach it. It would probably be either side that wins would be via like intelligence, via intelligence and strategy. It'd be a very high strategy battle, high IQ battle. Yeah.
What if you think it's like a normal like fight, like not a life and death, like just them like trying to see who can like win in a normal regard?
Yeah, they would definitely test each other out. Itachi would probably use his deception ability with Genjutsu and clones. Minato would probably use Flying Raijin to try and test what like Itachi's reactionary time, things like that. It would be very high IQ if they were just like in character chilling. They'd definitely test each other out, kind of like how Minato was testing the Red Kage when he scrapped with him and the KV. It'd be kind of be like that, except it'd be more contentious. Itachi's probably faster than even the Red Kage. At his best, he's probably faster than the Red Kage. He'd probably surprise him, kind of like Obito did. At his best, at least, like prime Itachi.
Yeah, I agree.
It'd be close.
If it's like life and death, I do think like Itachi would use his Susanoo, and that's gonna give him a big advantage. But
yeah, that'd be huge. Yeah, his Genjutsu would be huge as well, obviously.
Exactly, because they're like equal basically in a sense, and I mean just like that, just one time interval is all it takes, bro.
Yeah, and it seems like he's never encountered a Genjutsu the likes of the Tsukiyomi. It's like a broken hack Genjutsu that if he gets hit with that.
Oh yeah, if he looks at that, he's done.
He's done. Yeah, he'll die to his hand. It doesn't seem like he's. No fighting. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's wary of people's eyes. Even against Obito, he wasn't wary about that. Like Obito is an Uchiha, but
he was just looking at Obito's eyes the whole time. He's like, "I don't give a fuck."
Exactly. So it's not like he's wary of that. Itachi's just one of the best Genjutsu users in the entire verse. So that could be a win con.
I'd probably say Itachi, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, at his best, probably Itachi. If it's sick Itachi, that's different. He's slower and stuff. But yeah, if it's prime,
sick probably loses.
Yeah, like prime, honestly. IRL question. What was your initial reaction to the Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis fight after? Oh, dude, I was so disappointed. Specifically in Dylan Dennis. Logan Paul looked like Floyd Mayweather against Dylan Dennis. That's how bad Dylan Dennis was. He was classless, extremely unprofessional. He's still trolling on social media to this day, acting like he did something special. He looked pathetic. Extremely pathetic. He went for a takedown and then a guillotine. Yeah, you know what's even more pathetic is that the takedown he went for was failed attempt. and then he went for a guillotine, and he failed that attempt too. Even though he's apparently a world-class jiu-jitsu practitioner, he's pathetic. He's pathetic to me. I'm not a fan anymore. I actually was rooting for him because I don't like Logan, but I dislike Dylan more than I do Logan now. I like Logan more now. That's how pathetic Dylan is to me. He can't strike for shit. His striking is fucking ass. It's terrible. Like Logan looked like Floyd Mayweather in there. He's fucking dog shit. Like he could even land a shot on like an old ass security guard when the security came in. That's how fucking dog shit he is. He's a pathetic striker. I think he'd lose to KSI. I think Jake would knock him the fuck out if they ever fight.
Jay is him right now.
David, if Dennis fought Jake would knock him clean out, like headshot him. That would not be a competition. He's dog shit. So he should.
It'd be tremendously worse if he thought it was bad with fucking Logan. Imagine
no.
Jake.
He's getting finished by Jake. Jake's gonna punish him. He's a joke, and I think he should stick to his stick, like his chick. That's all he's good at. Is trolling on social media. That's probably all he's good at in his life, to be honest. He's pathetic to me. Sorry, he's a pathetic ass fucking troll.
I'm sorry, but that's embarrassing and really sad. Like, how do you feel like after like talking all that shit and then just to get beaten up and look like that?
He looked like a bitch. I'm not gonna lie. He went out like a bitch in that fight. DBS 2 would break many records. I feel like DBS 2. You mean like yeah. Invincible is cool, but there's also moments in that make me cringe so hard. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure there is. Would Black Frieza and Beast Gohan dominate the cosmos? You can exclude the angels or gods. Oh, dude, they would fucking fodder everybody. Black Frieza by himself would. Arguably could right now.
Yeah.
Without fucking Beerus and Whis, the universe is fucked. Who's gonna beat them? Goku and Vegeta got one-shotted by Black Frieza. What the fuck are they gonna do? Goss died. Black Frieza was so much stronger than him that when his body tried to catch up to his power level, he fucking disintegrated. He's gone. No one could fuck with him. Maybe Broly if he's theoretically mad enough, but I think Black Frieza would disintegrate him before he ever got strong enough. He would erase
before
him.
he gets like his Hulk moment.
Yeah,
like
before he surpasses him. Kind of like what Gogeta almost did, but obviously that one bitch saved him with the Dragon Balls.
Maybe Jiren, like with his weird ass hypothetical training.
Yeah, if he came to Universe 6, maybe Jiren. But yeah, dude. But
then again, you could argue the narrative consistency where he's more likely still on like a similar level with Goku or a little.
The only possible hope, I don't even see this being enough, would be like Goku and Vegeta fusing. Maybe then.
Yeah.
And I still think, honestly, with how badly they got beaten, I don't think that'd be enough. You got their
I don't
fucking
think
handed to them.
It's just combining both powers, so it's like okay, like they're still fucked. They get one shot or something.
It was really fucking bad. Yeah, they got their asses spanked. And who knows? Maybe Gohan knows the fusion dance and does it with Frieza. At that point, everyone's fucked. Maybe even Beerus at that point. So,
bro,
yeah, only Whis would have to intervene. It's the only way that would end. So,
but hey, what if they do the hyperbolic chamber? You know,
or
Super Saiyan 4 Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, at this point, they're gonna have to. They look like fucking fodder compared to Black Frieza right now. So, honestly, they look fucking terrible.
Imagine they literally were so behind. Like the fact that like even if they were to get stronger, they might only just be relative, not even equal.
They're so behind right now. This is like worse than like even the Namek arc. Like at the beginning when he fucked up Vegeta and shit. It's really bad. He one-shotted them, both of them. So, and that's crazy. That's the respect.
Yeah, at least with Super Saiyan 1 Goku, like Frieza was relative, but he was not equal to him, and he was just getting beaten up. You know, but
exactly.
But at least he was relative, putting up a fight. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And here is literally one shot, both at the same time. So, it's really bad. Minato is the only character he likes more than Itachi and Sasuke, so it would be a maximum difficulty fight. Oh, you mean Kishimoto? Yeah, he really does like Minato. It's true.
Yeah, no, he does. Yeah. It would be a good fight, but I do think more than likely get a dude to Genjutsu and Susanoo.
Yeah, that'd be a huge advantage for Itachi. What's your next anime going to be? Probably either Berserk or One Piece. Probably either one of those is gonna be my next one in line. Would Gohan and Goku fusion be the strongest during Buu arc or even now? It's still kind of debatable whether or not Gohan Beast has surpassed even Goku and Vegeta. So probably not now. The single strongest fusion would probably be like Black Frieza and Goku if you exclude like the gods and angels. That'd probably be the strongest. During the Buu arc, yeah, it would have been the strongest probably at the time. Gohan and Goku. Yeah. How much would the story have changed if Vegeta went Super Saiyan on Namek? That's an interesting question, actually. That means it depends on what you specifically mean. Like, only Vegeta went Super Saiyan, or he went Super Saiyan and then Goku went Super Saiyan. At that point, the dynamic and dichotomy between the two would change. Vegeta would be the one ahead. Because if Goku never went Super Saiyan, he would look at Vegeta as like the sort of milestone he wants to approach. Obviously, the original narrative gave us the converse of that. Vegeta looked at Goku as the milestone and the epitome of a Saiyan because he saw him reach that level. It would greatly change the dichotomy. Maybe even flip it on its axis. We'd have like Vegeta ahead of I call it the arms race between the two. They're always competing, trying to one up each other and be the alpha, if you will, right? And Goku seems to be the alpha in the most pivotal moments, like against Frieza, against Cell, against Buu, etc. So it would flip the whole dichotomy. Vegeta would be ahead, more than likely. So it would greatly change it. I feel like Beerus is gonna get a power up soon. He needs to be relevant. We might see that coming soon. Probably, yeah, dude. They're always like switching it up with that guy. They probably are gonna still keep him at an absurd level of power. So, yeah, you're probably right. It's definitely inconsistent what exactly they want to do with him, So it's definitely true. Another Zenkai boost probably. It's coming soon. Yeah, I just hope it's animated soon, like Dragon Ball Super. It's kind of what I was waiting for, but I guess what we're getting is fine. So, but yeah, folks, any questions at all? Feel free to ask. Any questions at all? But yeah, Dragon Ball Super currently, it's been alright. The manga's been okay. I'm just waiting for something big to happen. That's all I'm really waiting for. So we'll see what happens, and yeah. Let's see here. Any questions at all, folks? Any questions at all? See here. Is Boruto above planetary now? Oh, way above. Yeah, he's way significantly above planetary. Yeah. He's above Jigen, who's probably Solar System Plus. So yeah, he's way above that. That Rasengan itself might be planetary, but he's more than capable of dishing out AP far beyond that. He's casually beating Code up. He certainly wasn't trying to exterminate him with killer intent. Berserk is narratively and thematically peak. Yeah, dude, that's all I've heard. That's why it's definitely like next on my list. It looks really good. So I've never seen anyone scale Berserk. Really? Yeah. If I see some interesting feats, maybe I'll do that. Try to scale it. It looks really good, so I definitely have to check that out.
Narrative. Be fire, bro.
Yeah. So, yeah, folks. Any questions at all? Could be Dragon Ball, Boruto, Naruto, JJK. Whatever you guys want to ask. IRL. Whatever.
Just to give you guys something to think about eventually. Me and Jay might be doing a Batman versus Naruto hands only video eventually.
Yeah, that should be interesting too. See how that goes. We'd have to really explore specifically the Naruto like martial arts aspect and really try to
just go over all the times Naruto's thrown hands.
Yeah. And then Batman has a ton on his obviously martial arts experience.
Batman has way
more.
Like statements, man.
Yeah, literally. So when is Attack on Titan final season getting animated? I don't even know. I feel like they've been on hiatus with that for a while. I hope soon. They have like parts to the finale, like part 3 finale. I'm like, isn't it a finale? Or is there parts to it? I don't understand that. But yeah, Attack on Titan's peak regardless. It's fucking peak. So it's one of the best narratives I've ever observed. Like legitimately, it's really good. No filler, amazing pace. It's truly one of the best anime I've ever seen, and or read. So Naruto versus Saitama. Saitama has blatant feats that put him if you highball him, Galaxy Plus. So probably Saitama. I'm not even aware of current Saitama, like the most current iteration in narrative told. I already knew a few months ago he had a feat that can even be interpreted as like multiple like galaxy level, like multiple star level, or even beyond, like solar system, galaxy plus. Like, yeah, he probably Saitama. Definitely against current Naruto. The most contentious one would be Baron Naruto versus Saitama. That'd be the most interesting. Current Naruto would get washed by Saitama. So. Berserk's
Yeah.
versus kind of bummy in terms of stats. Unfortunately, Guts' best feat is barely dodging a lightning bolt. Oh, really? Yeah, I'll probably enjoy it for its narrative. Probably then, which is fine. I don't mind a great narrative. Like Attack on Titan, the scaling isn't very high there either. It's just great narrative, great storytelling. How far would adult Naruto and Sasuke get into Dragon Ball Z? Raditz level? No, they're significantly above Raditz. Baron Naruto would get all the way to the Buu arc. Without that, they'd probably get as far as the Cell arc. They might beat Cell, maybe if you consider them Solar System Plus. That's as far as they would get without Baron mode. With Baron mode, like they'd get pretty far in the Buu arc, but they'd lose to guys like Vegito and Buu himself, and Buhan would probably beat him, Kid Buu, guys like that. So Gohan.
Didn't Buhan like shake like the universe or some shit too?
Literally, like I think like just fucking yelling, he was shaking the fucking universe and shit. Yeah, he would slam Naruto and Sasuke. So yeah, they get fucked up. I think another thing I forgot to send, but I'm working on a script for a rewrite Naruto's timeline. What's something you wish you could have seen during the Ninja Wars? Probably more Ninja, Jiraiya, Kisame. Probably not Shishu because I would like make the narrative change completely, but a few more Ninja, Fugaku, stuff like that. I feel like Goku would have.
Yeah, we definitely could have got some for Gaku, to be honest.
Yeah, that would have been cool to see. It would have been a great emotional moment too for like Itachi and Sasuke.
See his magical power. See maybe a Susanoo.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been really cool. I feel like Goku would have to be Super Saiyan 3 or above to beat Saitama right now. Oh yeah, I agree. So even Super Saiyan 2 would be contentious. So I agree. Yeah, you would need at least Super Saiyan 3 with current Saitama. Yeah. You think Yuji is gonna change things around in the JJK manga? So far, I'm not seeing the vision. It's hard to tell, right? It seems like he has the potential. Sukuna kind of foreshadows it when he says, "Wow, this kid's strong," and he rarely says that about anyone. Right? He rarely gives praise and is rarely impressed. So it seems likely that Yuji is going to take the mantle and possibly maybe beat Sukuna. That's a big if. I don't think he's going to beat him anytime soon, but I think the potential is there for what he can be capable of. If Sukuna's already impressed with him,
because in the beginning, Gojo just says flat out that you are the only one that has the potential to surpass me.
Yeah, so it definitely seems foreshadowed, and it's been foreshadowed for quite some time that Yuji has high potential. Yeah, so even someone like Yuta as well, Yuji, guys like that, they have potential. I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, though. I doubt it. I feel like it'd be rushed if they did it now. Like, I don't think in a couple chapters Yuji's like beating Sukuna's ass or anything like that. But I think the potential's there for him to surpass or at least reach that level. And I think he's gonna implement not only Gojo's ideology, the Gojo that what he's taught him, but he's gonna implement Sukuna's as well. There's certainly benefits to both ideologies. We get a kind of like a sense of it in the last chapter, 238, where Sukuna's talking to somebody. I don't know if it's a memory or subconscious. He's talking to someone about love. He says, "I don't need love. All I have is a thirst for power and conquering. I like to eliminate others and prove my worth, and I like to be challenged." Like, all he cares about is improvement, kind of like Orochimaru in that way, early Orochimaru. And Gojo is more about others, like protecting others and stuff like that. And he wasn't as keen on developing himself. He had a little bit of arrogance, I would admit. Sukuna, of course, is arrogant as well, but he's always trying to improve. Gojo, not so much. If anything, what forces improvement for Gojo is like near-death experience. Like when he fought Toji, he nearly died to him, and that forced him to evolve. Right? It's not like he wanted the evolution. The necessity to evolve is what caused the evolution rather than his ideology. With Sukuna, he just wants to improve. Always, regardless of life or death. So I think that Yuji's going to mix those ideologies into one ideology that works for him. Because he certainly cares for others, but just realizing that he needs power to be relevant. He's even stated it before, like, I need power to help my friends. Without power, I'm nothing. It doesn't matter how much I care for them. So very well done thematically. I think the story's been written very well for that to be portrayed to the reader. And I think he's going to represent that in time. So, very well done so far. Especially with the current chapters, very well done. Naruto and Sasuke might be Fat Boo with high difficulty. Yeah, like peak Naruto and Sasuke. Definitely with Barrel Mode Naruto. In their prime, maybe. Without Barrel Mode, it's contentious, but. What do you think about what's written for Naruto as he is sealed for now? Will he get a power up like being the 10-tailed Jinchuriki? I doubt he'll be relevant power wise ever again. It's an unfortunate prediction I make because the passing of the torch is already taking place. Right? He lost Kurama, Sasuke lost the Rinne Sharingan, and Boruto has achieved this new level of power to make him what I call the deterrent of evil in the Naruto verse. Because Naruto and Sasuke served as a deterrent to evil for a long time, right? In the war, they served as a deterrent to Kaguya. In Boruto early on, they served as a deterrent to the Tsutsuki, to Kara. They served as a deterrent to the evils, but now that they're nerfed, they're no longer capable of being a deterrent. Now it's Boruto, right? He proves that in the newest chapter against Code. So I don't think they'll ever serve as that again, power-wise. Maybe he'll serve as like a mentor or a guiding spirit for Boruto, but I doubt he'll be relevant as far as combat. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but it would be it'd be illogical to bring him back like to relevancy in terms of power. It would undo everything that's been done. It'd make no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most they could do with him is make him like a support character or something. But...
yeah, that's the best they could do now, to be honest. Like a Kakashi type figure or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I love Naruto and Sasuke, but yeah, their time's up, man. It sucks to say.
Yeah, if anything, he'd be like the Sannin tier in comparison to Kakashi around
honestly,
that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if it's a hot take, but I wouldn't have minded if they died against Ishiki, honestly. I think that would have been a very commendable death. But we got what we got. They're still alive, but hey, I wouldn't have minded them dying to his hand, like beating him.
Right,
you know?
Yeah, because right now it goes like Kakashi, and then it goes like Naruto and Sasuke being the Sannin tier of Boruto, and then it goes like Boruto being like the Itachi, Minato, and above tier, you know? Like,
exactly. So, things in the rewrite so far: story for the first Jinchuriki, Hashirama death explanation. That's actually a good part of it. That'll be a good rewrite. Here's an avenging Tobirama and killing the Kinkaku force. That'd be cool too. Still in Village Army. Yeah, those are cool aspects. What do you think about Shonen not reaching the 500 chapter marks as compared to back in the day? You think it's on purpose despite how big they are relative to each other? That's a good question. Maybe it's due to marketability. And in comparison to the past, it's easier to deduce popularity amongst the fandom. It was probably more difficult back then when internet was more primitive and there was less reception via the internet. Today, it's much easier to determine popularity, and they've probably determined that shorter length animes do better in the marketplace. Besides the ones that have been grandfathered in, I guess you could say, like, for example, Dragon Ball has been grandfathered into the anime community, so has One Piece. That's why they're still running. But yeah, I'm assuming it's probably due to marketability. That's what if I had to determine why they're shorter in comparison to the past. So it's a hyper competitive market, especially in today's world where the internet just allows for seemingly instant information to come to us. So not even My Hero is reaching that length and is coming to an end. That's another one on my bucket list. Maybe like after One Piece and Berserk, I'll check that out just for the narrative. I personally feel Kakashi's the worst sensei in Konoha. The others actually developed their teams, while Kakashi's students had 3 different teachers. That's a fair point, I guess. I don't think he's a bad teacher. Is he the best? In terms of like combat improvement, probably not. But in terms of like ideological implementation, he is good. But yeah, I can see what you're saying. Naruto and Sasuke are going to spend the rest of the series as fodders. Unfortunately, yeah, probably, man. Unfortunately. I also don't think there will ever be another One Piece either in terms of length. Yeah, it's going to be a long time before that happens again, if it happens again. At least their Shippuden versions will always be goats in terms of writing and power. Absolutely, man. Their legacy has been established since 2010, 2015. Yeah, they're set for eternity. They're in the all-time great Hall of Fame anime, halls, if you will. So Kishimoto has guts to change the MC role, and I like it. He's ready to face a backlash. Yeah, he's finally getting to the point where he's making the old generation pass the torch to the new generation. It's very, very observably obvious now that he's doing this now. For a while we didn't see that. Naruto was still like, the deterrent of evil. Now it's Boruto. So. Do you think Naruto or Minato could have used Baryon against Madara in the war if it came to that? Theoretically, Naruto. I don't know about Minato. The way Baryon mode seems to work is it seems you need to have perfect synergy with the tailed beast, not only in terms of like being friends with it, but having a long-lasting relationship with it, like years of experience under your belt. Obviously, that's all headcanon, but that seems to be the case. And obviously, it's a last resort ability. Naruto, even when facing death, him and Kurama didn't come to the conclusion that Baryon was necessary. Like when the Nine Tails was extracted out of him, Kurama never brought that up. That would have been a perfect time to bring it up because death was right there. He was right on death's door, right? Naruto was. Though I doubt even Naruto could have went to Baryon mode. But if it were theoretically possible, probably Naruto. I highly doubt Minato could have. I think there has to be a prerequisite of time met for that, if it's possible. That's obviously headcanon, but I think that's the most rational conclusion. Boruto's actually evolving is a good story.
There's many moments where Naruto needed the power.
Yeah, exactly. Like literally on death's door as well. So.
Like Madara, Madara, that's a perfect.
Yeah, that's a perfect situation where it would have slammed Madara. He would have been fucking fodder. Boruto is actually evolving is a good story. Hope it gets better with 2 Blue Vortex. It's going good in the market as of now. Yeah, the marketplace is doing well narratively as well. From my lens, it's very good so far. It's improving. It's improved quite a bit since the plot twist. The sort of polarizing nature of it has increased. It's a lot more engaging to the reader. The art has improved. The fighting, the illustration is great. Yeah, it's really improved. I agree. To be fair, Kakashi was a good teacher for Naruto. After the time skip, Jiraiya ended up looking like a bad teacher. True. Yeah, he definitely didn't do as much in Shippuden as in part 1. Yeah. I feel like you should start One Piece. I don't like that much, but yeah, it's definitely giving it a try. Yeah, it's definitely first or second on my list currently. Did Kurama know how to use Baryon during the war? That's never really explored or stated. More than likely not, because rationally he would have tried to probably use that when Madara was extracting all the tailed beasts back into the ghetto statue or whatever, or into himself or whatever. So, yeah, probably not, if I had to assume. I mean, he didn't develop his team's abilities. He didn't teach soccer or anything. Yeah. When it comes to starting One Piece, it's a slow burn. That's what I've heard. It's more like a chore early on, but then it becomes rewarding after time, after you really get into the narrative. So I'm prepared for that. I'm willing to engage in that, and so I could be able to scale it as well, to enjoy it and for video purposes and stuff like that as well. So we'll see how that goes. Definitely gonna check it out, read it, stuff like that. So, but yeah, folks, any questions at all? Any questions at all here? Like I said, anything goes. You guys can ask anything besides obviously weird shit that we wouldn't answer, but besides that, anything goes. Yeah, folks. Anything at all. And by the way, I haven't done this in a while. Make sure to hit the like button if you don't already. It's really appreciated. It gets us up in the algorithm. Results in more views, which bring in more viewers live in the next streams, which result in more, productivity and more interaction as well. So, if you get the like button, it's really appreciated. Appreciate all the donations so far as well.
Now thinking about it, Jay, how would you feel if for a what if series for Kishimoto decided to do like what Marvel did?
That'll be dope. You could answer so many questions. Like Itachi versus Pain, what if, or fucking like what if Sakumo never died, or what if Minato never died? Yeah,
that'd be a really good way to to fill in all the blanks for the Naruto skilling.
Oh yeah, like even the Minato one shot it gave some insight. Like it was pretty cool. So
and it would make sense in a way too, because then because Naruto's basically over. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like it makes sense because we at least get way more information and basically almost all the answers at that point. And then while Boruto is now the only contentious aspect at a certain point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would actually be really cool, to be honest. Um, Probably be a big project to keep that up, but yeah, it'd be really cool. At least to do one.
He'll make a lot of money.
Oh yeah, I'll make a shitload of money. That's for sure. What kind of power ups do you prefer? Energy forms like Susanoo, and aura like Super Saiyan or KCM, or physical transformations that change how you look? Me personally, probably aura like power ups like Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan to me is arguably the most iconic power up I've ever seen in anime history from my lens. It's the most iconic, one of the most aesthetically pleasing I've ever seen as well. Um, Specifically, Goku on Namek was goated, still to this day, extremely goated. So probably that one. Can Sakumo take out Sannins in a 1v1? Probably, like individually, more than likely. If they pale in comparison to him, more than likely. Especially if you could interpret that statement as collectively they pale in comparison, then individually you should take them out, even when they're stronger and older and stuff. So yeah, I'll probably say more than likely. But yeah, folks, any questions at all? Feel free to switch it up with IRL stuff, whatever you guys want to ask as well, or we could stick to anime, whatever you guys want to do. In the next couple of weeks, I hope to have a GOAT guest on. I'm not going to say who. He's a GOAT, though, and it'll be lit when he's here. So hopefully he can make it in the next couple of weeks. Have a few other guests in mind as well. That's coming soon. Should be lit. Very goated. So, yeah. I'll keep you guys updated on that. He's certainly one of the GOATs of this community. But folks, any questions at all? Any questions at all? Let's see the Discord if any questions were asked while you guys do that. Let's see here. Alright, I think I answered all the pre-established questions. Can we have a live stream for a certain reaction video or something? Yeah, just ask it. Feel free to ask. I'll give a price, fair price, and yeah, we could do that. We could do it like in one of these streams, or we can actually do like a dedicated stream to a video as well. If you guys want to do that, feel free to ask here, or add me on Discord, DM me, whatever. Join my Discord and ask me there. Feel free. Definitely, we could do that. It could be a debug, could be a reaction. Yeah. Quite a while ago, there was one guy that would always pay me to debunk people, and it was a while ago though. I don't know where he went. Forgot his name as well. Shout out to him. Speaking of beef, he's the one that paid me to do the noodles debunk when we still had beef. He paid me to do that, and I did that. That was back then. We're cool now though. We're cool now. So, but yeah, shout out to him for doing that. If you guys want to do that, feel free to certainly do that. But yeah, of course, ask before, so I could give the price, so you guys are not like, so you don't think you got scammed or something. I'll definitely never do that. So ask me first to give a price, and yeah, reaction, debunk, whatever. We can do it now if you want, or could do it. It could be a particular stream. Yeah. Any upcoming rant topics? Yes, there's a couple options I've seen. A lot of people want me to do a Shishui rant. I would have to think specifically what about. Maybe I'll do a community post and ask what exactly I want me to rant about. I want to keep it controversial. It makes the rants better. Jiraiya was good. Kage obviously was a really easy topic. It's very controversial. Tobarama as well. But yeah, controversial topics certainly. Unless people are heavily asking for one topic, I'd still do it, even if it's not controversial to me. I'll do it regardless. The Shishui one seems like the most prominent one that I've seen so far. Several people have asked me for a Shishui rant. So that'll probably be next. I'll try to see what people mean by the highballing that he's been receiving. I'm not familiar with it. Maybe it's on Twitter or something. I'll look around and try to see where that's coming from. And then I'll rant about it, I guess you could say, or debunk it. I feel like sometimes people overhype Shishui's power scaling. I mean, that's what it's about. Yeah, they certainly do. Certainly. He's very revered as a character. Being Itachi's best friend and like kind of like an older brother to him. They certainly do overhype him. He does have a Kodo. People will definitely try to highball him as something he's not. Obviously the feats point that he's not that prominent, and at least in comparison to like upper echelon characters. So that's probably around the lines that my rant will delve towards, rather. So if I do a Shishui rant. The dry one was quite lengthy. That's the best video rant so far, though. It seems people really enjoyed the dry rant. I went on depth on several aspects of his scaling, things that I've seen, misconstrued or incorrectly claimed about. So the dry rant did well. So yeah, I'll definitely continue doing the rants. Original content as well. Those take longer because I have to script, record, get an editor, stuff like that. The rants are quick. I just record myself, put some scans in, post it. It's quick, but yeah. Yeah, folks, any questions at all? Feel free. Any questions at all? Well, various topics are welcomed here, so makes it more interesting. We stick to just one topic, it's more limited, what people can ask, but I like to just allow people to ask what they want to ask. Gotta go. Thanks for coming in, Hobby Horse. Appreciate you, brother. Love a video on Boruto till now, an overview and review. Yeah, I definitely want to get into more Boruto content. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do stuff like that. Like narrative analysis, power scaling analysis. Might possibly do a video on the new Rasengan Uzuhiko, explain it, and really try to analyze the scaling and the actual functionality of it, stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to explore that. It seems like people want to see that. It seems like the chapter reviews do okay as well. I'll probably continue those as well. So, but yeah, folks, any questions at all? I'll wait a little longer. If questions keep coming in, I'll stay a little longer. If not, we'll probably end it soon. Or if someone donates, I'll stay longer as well. Shout out to all who have donated as well. Really appreciate it. Any questions at all, folks? See here. Wait a few more minutes. All right, let's see here. Any questions at all, folks? Various topics are welcomed. I'll check Discord again for any questions while you guys ask. Let's see. Is DVS just working on emotional attachment now? Because any other anime with this bizarre power scaling would work, I guess. Yeah, emotional attachment is certainly an incentive to carry on with the narrative. People like Goku are, some of the most iconic characters in all of anime, not just Dragon Ball. So emotional attachment is certainly a very, very pivotal piece to the storytelling in Dragon Ball. Like for example, Krillin's stalemate in Dragon Ball, Super Saiyan Blue Goku in Dragon Ball Super was extremely bizarre, extremely inconsistent with the narrative, but it was like an emotionally attachable moment for many because people like Krillin and they want to see him be relevant. But that's not the way to do it, in my opinion. Very poor way. But emotional attachment is certainly a heavily pivotal factor. I would say in all anime, especially. But yeah, Dragon Ball, they justify the inconsistencies in power scaling with the emotional attachment and the emotional appeal. So that's definitely true. Yeah, especially in Super. Yeah, very, very heavily utilized. to justify inconsistencies in the power scaling. So yeah, I guess it works for the majority of the fandom who don't really care about the power scaling, but rather the narrative. Which there's no problem with that. You know, if you just want to take the take the meat, throw away the bone, that's fine. You know, no problem with that. Yeah, folks, probably a few more minutes. Seems the chat is slowing down. We have been at it for a while. It's probably a few more minutes if things don't pick up. It's been over 3 hours, so yeah. Batman has departed. It's late where he's at, you know, in his time zone. So, yep. Had short debates on stream, but would love longer debates on closed topics. Yeah, we could do a live stream, like actual debates. That'd be cool. That's an idea we could do. Like I said previously, me and Batman are going to debate eventually in a couple weeks. Maybe we'll live stream it. Just do it live. Possibly. Still deciding on it, but yeah, I'll decide on that. Maybe we could do that. Do it live. You guys could see us debate. You know, do an actual debate live. So. I've already debated Shinobi. That was a couple months ago. So now me and Batman, we're gonna go at it as well. Yeah, W stream. Appreciate you, Rishikesh. Appreciate that, brother. Thanks for coming in. I think that's gonna wrap it up, folks. Unless there's anybody else that wants to donate or ask some questions, I really appreciate all you guys, all the support on the videos, the streams as well. Hoping to get a really goated, goated content creator on the stream soon. Hopefully, next couple weeks, if we're lucky, we can make it happen for you folks. Be really goated. Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. It's really appreciated. Again, thanks for all the support. Keep trying to bring the best content that I possibly can, and appreciate all the support, folks. And I'll see you next time. Stay classic.